hovering over it.
Is Nightmare playing Ryan in this comp?
Want to play this mirror. It looks
Okay.
like it's going to be infected coming out on the
Oh no, are they doing the go to point strat? They're gonna spam him out.
And everybody's happy to see a little bit of
This strat, I know this one. They're gonna hide in the room, they're gonna wait, they're gonna TP, yeah. But look at the comp that Team Falcons is on. They're gonna get grinded down. So the way their strategy works is you go point and you tunnel point. The problem is, look at Team Falcons, they're running the Pharah and the Ashe, which means there's a lot of AoE damage that's kind of really hard to manage. So what you do is you use the Mei wall, but like look at this, like it's not... Yeah, they're gonna swap off real quick. Yeah. They're gonna swap off real quick. There's just no way they can effectively make this work.
Take the first cap.
I mean, there is a... Okay, so there is a strategy to this that does somewhat work sometimes for teams, where you just keep flipping the point on them and then hope that you win one major team fight. So they might actually stay on that and keep doing the same strat. But like, look at Falcons right now. Look at their ult charge. Like, yeah, they swapped. Okay, there it is.
As well as making sure that you have those walls, but we are going to see a change.
Yeah, I was concerned right away when I saw that strategy. It's a strategy that people do. I hate it because it just doesn't. That's what always happens. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that they like that. But they already swapped. They went Kiriko Lucio against Anna Briggs. So this will be interesting.
Yeah, pure dive from Nightmare. You're not half wrong.
Right now, it's just grinding through ultimates. Don't be surprised to see proper swap off Pharah right away now that they made that change. But or go Echo or Genji. There you go. The reason why Proper's going Echo is because the Pharah versus Echo matchup isn't the best, and Proper has a deep hero pool, so you go Echo to counter their Echo. That's why you do that.
Into Nano, Rally, Primal, and Bomb.
There's also going to be a switch up on this roster. Proper going
they're trying to mirror KR on dive.
So
they've given up. No, they tried a strategy that only works if the other team doesn't play what Team Falcons did.
But the fact that
knowing Falcons, especially with who their coach is, my guess is Nightmare is known for trying that strategy on this map and did the research. Good job by Zera there. Basically did the research on the strategy and knew right away. That's why they came out of spawn with that exact comp, because they knew exactly what was going to be ran. That's why having a coach is very important sometimes, because while the players can go vibe out and do whatever they got to do to get rested or chill for the games, their coach goes and tells them, hey, by the way, they're going to run this comp, go Pharah. So that's just doing research, right? It has nothing to do with like they're like giving up on the strategy. It's more along the lines of they got game plan, and it happens. So
they get the touch, and Zera's close to this duplication. A pulse bomb onto Seeker, looking for CJ.
Ooh.
Gets the stick, but it's on the shield.
Damn.
And Zera's already been taken
it's
down.
I will say, by the way, the percentages doesn't really align with like Falcons haven't, or not Falcons. Nightmare hasn't looked necessarily terrible right now, if that makes sense. Like, they did a strategy, they got countered hard, they fell behind in the ultimates, but they're still competing in this. It's just, they literally got game plan. Karomi, thanks to the 9 months for the tier 1. Thank you. They got a straight up game plan.
Very decisive round number 1 from them as well. Just so quick with these dives and these engagements coming through from Smurf. Very different than what we saw yesterday.
And that's a part of the game.
Wheelhouse being able to play this Winston as well as the rest of these dive pieces.
I do think it's interesting that Nightmare opts for...
backstage too, like, hey.
Oh, yes. I was wondering if we were going to see this, because we saw CR run this yesterday, the Wrecking Ball comp. Infected was known initially as like a Wrecking Ball connoisseur, right? This is before, this is when Infected couldn't really like be in pro play, because like it was the, there's like an age limit on being in pro play. So this is like, Infected's a really good Wrecking Ball player. And this is the comp that we saw CR play yesterday, where you basically just constantly just run at their team and do a bunch of damage to them. It's a really cool comp. It's basically non-stop action for the whole time. Joey, thanks for the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks. It's really cool. It's a really cool strategy. Now, there's a difference though between playing a team comp and playing the strategy correctly. So far, I feel like it hasn't been as much like RNG to the playstyle. When I mean RNG, it's just like randomness. So I definitely think that Nightmare needs to do that a little bit, but
It's one of his best heroes.
Give him time, you know.
Chio, though, ideally you want to be diving that backline, but
so
their backline stands tall. Even at the worst of times, they are just the anchor for Team Falcons. But an aid onto Chio does eliminate him. Ambrel going super aggro on the Lucio. Point unlocked to Team Falcons.
Okay, there it is.
And it's a big nade
there
on the
it is.
backline, though, from Fielder. A passing gift as the backline falls.
So what's happening, by the way, and I just want to point out,
Team Falcons control this point.
Is
not going down without a fight, but
Nightmare kind of set up a dive, but the way that the comp was played yesterday by CR is you don't necessarily set up for dives. You set up for the randomness of it. You make them constantly feel like they have to peel to put pressure on it, right? So what happened there is they did a really good dive. It was great. It was a really good dive combo, like unreal teamwork. But because of that, it also gave Falcons proper time to be able to time to basically react to it and then clean up all the kills. So it's a good strategy. What does peeling mean? It just means like helping your teammate. It just means helping your teammate. So a very like generic way to describe peel. They dive your Ana and you use your defense matrix on the Ana. You're peeling for your Ana to keep them alive. Does that make sense? So apply that same knowledge to any hero with those type of abilities, and that's what peeling means.
Get back to spawn to make sure that you can actually heal up. We saw a little bit of a pivot there just to see if maybe the Widowmaker was needed from Seeker to get back out of spawn, but
well, they're not necessarily searching for a team comp that works. Like this is viable strategy.
Here, have this forward positioning with this nano boost from Fielder. Smurf can go crazy.
I also will say this,
right now
and somebody brought it up earlier, but I don't think in the right way.
He is behind Team Falcons right now.
Korea's very, very, very well known for dive. Like they have been practicing against dive for essentially 8.5 years. Like that's like what they like. It's a lot of dive. Whenever there's a dive meta or any opportunity to play dive, dive will be played. So the reason why that Falcons picked Ilios is because it's a very dive-heavy map. All three maps you can play dive on, as we saw, right? So what needs to happen now is Nightmare needs to go and pick like a different like a map that's a little bit more kind of like the what do you call it, the ground and pound, like more like of like the brawl style.
Infected just hovering the ball currently. I'm not sure he's going to stay on that.
There's going to be a lot of sub people who were playing BAP because they were fatigued from all the... Yeah, true, you're right.
And then switching to...
That's a good one.
No shot this gets anybody.
Yeah, that's just... Basically, you just go for a right-click out of spawn to make a play. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the whole idea.
And pay attention to how Nightmare decide to approach this. Rotations are going to be really important, as well as the level of aggression that you can actually put into these team fights. And so Nightmare, something that they were able to showcase yesterday, is just no hesitation, full confidence being able to go in and take these brawls.
Nice. Okay, God, hello. How's it going?
Good off angle here by Stalker as well.
Said Hazard might be
quite a nice place to be if you're infected.
Unironically, your new main once you release it. Heck yeah. Hazard's fun. Yeah, we get some blaze in the chat for Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate it. Okay, so pretty similar comps here. It's a mirror comp. This is normal. We expected this from both teams. I'm a little bit surprised by the... Okay, yeah.
But it looks like Nightmare are just going to ignore him for the time being.
I think that's the correct play. You're all in the Mauga.
Infected and Harm in there, popping the
Fielders out, so good map control by Nightmare. Only problem is they didn't get as much card time, which is what they're doing now. That was a weird... What do they hit, like 7 buttons at once, trying to switch carriers? Good job. Good job by Nightmare taking away the map control. That was a pure map control situation. Falcons are going to be on a little bit ahead on ult charge, so there's a chance they get the free kills here, but a great disengage by Nightmare into a kill. Wonderful. Great job. I mean, Zera might try to... Yeah, no. Smart. I still think that was the correct play by Zera not to do that because they already got the kills on the support, so now as long as they don't, like, feed, they should be able to at least get the spawns and then push the point, so... Yeah. Good job. Perfectly played. So, that was actually a really good job by Zera there, because it's very, how how do I explain this? It's very hard to make that decision, especially at this level, if you should use your Echo Ult there. So to be able to save Echo Ult and recognize that like you don't need Echo Ult there was great. Because look at Nightmare's ultimates, they've used 0 ults. They can use Juno ultimate right now. They're going to use Juno ultimate because they know that Team Falcons just used all of their major ultimates, so they're going to all in a little bit here. And the reason why they're going to all in a little bit here is because it's about getting the point. It's not about ult management here, and they're trying to make sure they get the point for free. And I would prefer to take the point. I talk about it sometimes even during like spectating. It's ult economy is important, but they want to try their best to be able to do this. Infected will use ult. Guaranteed. Actually, doesn't have to. Doesn't have to now. Good job. So,
be infected, that wins the duel. As Nightmare capped that first point.
And importantly, Infected gets to hold on to this cage.
Yep, good job by Infected. So, Team Falcons is going to come back with their Juno ultimate. They're going to try to only use Juno ultimate. If they feel like they need to use Reaper ult, they will. But it's probably going to be just a Juno ult in because they know they have the advantage again. So, it's going to be, that's how they're going to play.
Take a look at where Infected is standing. He's so excited about
and there's Juno ult. Infected uses the ultimate to bait it out. Perfect. Obviously, you can't do much about that, but just farm ults now.
From Han,
yep.
Overrun straight on Abral's head.
That was going to happen, by the way.
Into the pavement.
Like, Juno ultimate's pretty much a team fight win. So that was just a really good play.
There we go, okay. Small
Am I going to PAX East? Probably. I usually go to PAX for my, because my uncle goes, so it's like almost a tradition now. I've gone to PAX East for like almost 15 years now, so I'll probably be there for a day or two.
There's just very few avenues where Nightmare
can actually
approach this cart now, where Team Falcons aren't lying in wait. Proper having the Death Blossom, don't go into this small building. Stalker also has the duplicate, so you're not going to want to contend with a second Malga on the field either when you take a look at this main choke point.
Hamid's going to go in yet again. Super aggro.
There's a Juno ultimate.
Instant use of the Juno ult. But on the corner.
Yeah. So, what happened there was the Juno ultimate was a little bit behind Seeker, so that was more of a reactionary Reaper ult that probably should have been saved, but it's once again easier said than done in that situation. It should have been led with.
Almost back to that first point. That's why I like this forward hold.
You haven't really kept up with OWCS finals, but you hate how they buffed Malga right before. Hey, do you want to know something? Are you ready for this one?
So economical.
Are you ready? This isn't even the buffed Malga. Malga was already meta, and then they went and buffed Malga after Malga was meta. How does that make you feel? So this isn't even buffed Malga.
Falcons just taking it to him. The rally's been popped from both sides, but there's the cage. Everybody's trapped in this small room right now. A duplication onto the Malga from Stera.
Yep.
They should be able to stay alive.
This isn't even buffed Malga, by the way.
Look at that. Even Fielder's getting into the mix. Straight up melee mode on the Brig. Team Falcons going to shut down Nightmare yet again. 1 minute and 30.
Nope, this is not on the recent patch. This is on the patch that was on like the, I think whatever was the one before the one we had recently.
You're probably going to see.
Listen, it's the
I think it was like the,
because
they told teams that they were gonna lock it on a certain patch. So yeah, this is a different patch.
Have a full actual attempt at this, and maybe if you're fast enough, you'll get a second one. But
so the Malga meta is only going to continue.
They don't have anything to be able to throw at this next fight, and their goal right now to get as many ults as they can out of Team Falcons.
Yeah, they just want to. I mean, there's not really many ults they can get out of Falcons. That's actually a really good play by Infected there. I was going to say that might get a kill or two.
As well as Stalker.
Just build ults. In Nightmare's comms right now, they just got to be like, it's fine. We had to get through those ults.
40 seconds to
What's going to happen now is you're going to see a very, very good play by Falcons. Hanbin's going to run in. Proper's going to TP and go for an ultimate. Nightmare does have Juno ultimate, so they need to not make the mistake of over-committing past their Juno ultimate. Look where Proper's top left hiding right now. So they're going to send Hanbin in, and then Proper's going to go in right behind.
Proper. Straight into the back. That's a lot of damage. Card Air Overdrive pops as well. 16 seconds.
Oh yeah, sorry about the early ad time in it. It's like the first match gets hecked for a second. I'll try to get the timings going right over next one. Don't worry, they just Wags, thanks for the gift and stuff. Thank you for shit. Thanks.
To stay in the fight, and Nightmare are gonna get held in the cave. Team Falcons put up a heck of a fight.
Keep in mind, first point is a very holdable spot here, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Falcons shrug it off. No problem for them. A very aggressive hold.
I like the Reaper duplicate more and more. The more that I look at it, the
If
more
you
that
get
I
multiple
think about
Death
it.
Blossoms, I love it.
How much to win the
Right?
whole? How much to win the whole thing? Are you talking about the
But Team
prize
Falcons
pool?
also
I don't
that they
know
have
what the
very
prize pool
heavy
is.
mechanical skill. Maybe just go for something where they see an advantage. You have double Reaper.
Because
you have
it's
double
supposed to be
life steal.
crowdfunded.
Just make sure that the team is
So,
completely
Augusta,
unkillable.
thanks for the 9 months with the free
For
prize.
Nightmare,
Thank you.
though,
Appreciate it.
they could
Is it 9
not
months?
break past that defensive hold right at the beginning of those caves. It comes back to the problem of you don't necessarily have that ultimate economy to expend, and even when they did, and they threw 4 ultimates at a fight, Team Falcons were able to kite away from all of that damage, no value converted from those ults on Nightmare's side.
Did they reveal the full prize pool tomorrow?
Changes hit.
Oh, I gotta stretch.
For
I gotta
Nightmare,
get some.
again, confident in the mirror.
I'm gonna get water after this
Can
game
be
very
done.
quickly. Okay.
We say it all the time. Shambali Monastery, definitely a full of hold type of map. We'll see if Nightmare go for a spawn hole.
But this is a holdable map.
think it would definitely
Now
be
the question
wide.
is, do they want to hold close?
Yeah, this map is definitely not over.
I would say
wanna see
yes.
how Nightmare
I would say
actually
hold
approaches
close here. You need to
defense,
create
but
multiple team fights
based
here.
on what we
They
ended up
can't
seeing
try to win
yesterday, I feel
on
like
2
they still
team
have a
fights
good
alone.
shot to be able to actually get a
About
full
coffee? I already had 1 coffee. I usually
out
wait
there,
for my second one
but
for a
they
bit. I don't like to
still
stack
have
them.
just stick to that confidence, make sure they stick to their guns, and they don't let Hanmin just walk all over them.
Nice peek. There you go.
Surprise!
There you go.
Straight back to forward with you.
Perfect job. A little bit overcommitted by Seeker though.
Oh, dearie me.
I think be happy with the 2 kills,
The spawn
but
happens
I would
here.
probably do the same thing once
Well,
again.
like, unfortunately, those
It's
two
easier
end up
sitting
going
here
down,
and saying
so
that when in reality, let's
like
be honest,
Nightmare
I'm not even getting the pick.
Still play up.
You know,
Proper taking the flank.
Jack, if we get some blankies and for Emborg with the 10 gifted. Thank you, Emborg. I appreciate that. That's with the 35% off.
Still going to stick around.
Heck yeah.
Doing as much damage as humanly
I think at least. I don't know if it's like
Breaks the shield of
selected
April.
users.
And then
What are the drops? I think this is the
Scorpion
Torb one.
Finish off the rest.
Thank you for the
Okay.
10 gifted, Emborg. Appreciate
Spawn
it.
hold broken. And a rally for Fielder too. That was a lot of damage from the Brig.
Yeah, Fielder just going in and getting so much of that Inspire healing, and now you get a chance to
You have to
actually
give
throw
5
Rally.
gifted
This
for
is
the
the
discount?
first
Okay, that
ultimate
makes sense. So it's
earned
like
in this
5
round.
gifted gives you the discount plus.
So-
Okay.
Great way to be able to deal with the duplicate.
Heck yeah.
Hello? Okay.
Proper?
They noticed him. He's sitting on the little shelf. He's still on the sidelines here.
You said, see what I mean in terms of additional players Nightmare didn't switch to take?
Nightmare are going to expect that. A nice little stun, but here's the
But
here's the rally from
Falcons
Nightmare.
did.
Geo down.
What's wrong with that though?
One kill. They got a
I think
cage
that's okay.
as well. Alrighty, here we go. 2.5
Straight up,
minutes. Big reset from
great job by
Falcons.
Nightmare, by the way. They didn't
burn
use many
a
ultimates. That was a
from
huge play.
Nightmare,
I don't
but-
see.
Hey, they burn a rally of their own.
I don't have an
So
issue
I
with
think
that.
Juno ult fight
Like,
now,
I don't have a
but
problem with them.
Nightmare can reset. They can try
Heck
and go
yeah,
for the
Aaron
spawn
Board.
hold again.
Like, I don't have a
Yeah,
problem
they
with that. I
still
think
have
that's
so much
fine.
time to work with. And when it comes down to just like being able to have a whole tier, look at the end of that first point and get a chance to have another defense. And so Nightmare not looking too bad right now.
Well, there is both Juno ults coming in, orbital raise, and slam.
Huge!
Yo,
Yo, oh.
That's a lot of life still, but Bravo comes up
That's
big.
okay though. That's okay. Just don't give him the card time.
Blossom and Stalker
Good job.
with the dupe
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
dying
dupe
card.
again.
That's fine though.
Oh, it's like we're back
You got
to
some ultimates out.
2016.
That's fine. You're even on alts.
Minute
This is an
40.
even team fight. This is huge for
They're gonna
Nightmare.
Get a reset and potentially
Panda, thanks for the 7
a
months of the tier
touch.
1. Thank you, Misha. Thank you.
Infected dying last, though, is not a good sign. So we'll see if they even attempt it. They are in this small window, so it looks like they're going to be able to. With a speed ring, they're going to be able to jump up this window pretty easily.
They have to. They have to if they want hope of being able to win this map, especially when they have the
Ah,
cage right
smart
now.
ult.
They can't walk into Hanbins.
2 minutes to go. Zera just shooting in.
I was going to say, I think they might be able to retake that.
Already found
Reaper's
Fielder,
won.
but taken out by Stalker pretty quickly.
Oh, this
Harmon
is an
gets
even
melted,
fight.
but it's all Stalker
Hanman
all
got out.
day.
They gave up on the team fight.
Quick retreat from Harmon. Used that overrun to get some space between him
Oh,
and the
this happened yesterday. I forgot what team we were watching, but this rotation can hit hard. Yep.
Still 2 meters to go.
There's the Brig ult.
If
They can kill. Nice. Okay. Chat. This is one more team fight for this map right here.
We're sub
And
1 minute
honestly,
now. Nightmare only
it's going to
needs
come down to
one
how these
more
Mauga
fight,
ults.
and they
Ooh.
will be
Fielder
able to
does
get
have
out
Brig
of
ult
this
coming
map
up. Ah.
just based on that
Uh-oh.
time bank alone. It's gonna be a difficult
Nightmare needs to be
one.
careful of
Really
poke
looking
damage
at
here.
almost ground
They're going to
zero
feed
for
Juno
both
ult without
teams.
realizing it.
Zera's very close to that duplicate though, so that could be a
Uh-oh.
difference
I'm
maker.
concerned just because the
Again,
ult
she
stack
getting
that
caught
Falcons
with
are about to
where it
do.
hurts, But this could potentially be
Zera's going to
the last
have a
time
really good
Nightmare
early
close
ultimate
out
here
this map.
to give time for CJ to build up ult, because look at the percentages. This is...
right now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Zera wants to copy Stalker a little bit here. Double Reaper.
That's
on
okay,
the
that's okay, that's
field for
okay.
Nightmare. Quick disengage from Falcons. Looks like Stalker's kind of in this mix.
They got out the L2?
Duplication. Only just got that online. Proper takes care of Zera's duplicate. Stalker has to back off. He's earned himself a death blossom, but someone needs to help Shio.
Oh, nice, nice. Good trade, good trade.
Shio down, but CJ traded.
They lost CJ.
Let's lose that all
Damn. Good play by Nightmare, though. That was really well played. Like that wasn't bad by Nightmare. They made the correct play. I think they got a,
2.5 minutes. And this is a tricky hold for Nightmare now.
The only issue I saw right there is they got a little bit overzealous with their timing, but they had the right idea. They had the right idea, like by far had the right idea. So
2 minutes, that's a lot of time.
And they're right there.
Like they were like 1 second sooner than they should have been.
They're just gonna go in. Death Blossom from Proper's already killed CJ. It's all falling apart for Nightmare now. Infected locks down the cage.
Proper's dead, I think.
In here, but he needs
it's not over yet.
The payload as well.
I think they win this team fight.
Jump in to try and save Proper, but it's not to be. Seeker handily dealing with it. Harmon thinks he can win this fight. I may not be able to as well. What? Harmon? Excuse me? What did I just see?
Good play.
Just gonna rump this payload
What else can you say? Good play.
And their Ash play.
That backfired.
Really put a
Well,
thorn
that
in the
woke
side
me
of
up.
a lot of teams. Alright, Seeker. Okay, just looking.
Oh, well, no. Somebody was saying the players drink water weird, so I made sure to also drink it weird.
For Nightmare.
You know?
Okay.
So you know, I gotta.
Is certainly one way that you can actually get the jump on somebody like Stalker.
You guys are too hung up on that. Like I said, I think you're just looking into it a bit too deep.
Try to get some type of
I guess I'm not going to take that away from you. I just think that it's not as big of a deal, at least in my opinion. Like if you think it is, that's what it is. Anyway, rough start, but here you go.
The LOS can be broken very
Is this the live patch? I don't think it's the live patch. No, I think this is the.
And that's the power of the Echo.
I've been told it's not the live patch by people. I haven't gotten full confirmation, but if you look at Mauga, I don't think Mauga's going 100 miles per hour. So I think this is the patch before the Mauga buff. Like if you watch the charge, this doesn't look like the charge. Like the fast charge. So no, I think this is the patch before that.
So if Zera or Seeker.
So yes, if your question is, will there be more Mauga versus Mauga after this tournament? Yes. Thankfully, we'll have more Mauga versus Mauga because they actually buffed Mauga after this patch.
Focusing beam, perfect tracking
yes.
A deflect is not going to help you there, unfortunately.
Nightmares? I think so, yeah. I think on the not on the tank side. I think the DPS side they might have.
On to the Reaper once again, but here comes the orbital race. Seeker's going to have to be a little bit careful here. But Seeker's still doing a whole bunch of damage.
A decent trade. I feel like Falcons get a lot more value than you would expect in some team fights. Does that make sense? Like it just
We're going to see Team Falcons get a bit of a backup here. If Proper had been able to get out alive...
Oh, so they're playing Mauga even before they buffed him for no reason?
There is not going to be another...
What do you mean? They buffed him because... Have you not looked at the win rates meme?
They still have ultimates to be able to snowball.
Try refreshing. Meme, it should be the new drops.
Coming up for Infected, and we get a chance to see if this Zera Genji Blade can...
It's just because they reapplied new drops.
They got Death Blossom, Genji Blade with the cage.
Okay, so Nightmare has an ult advantage here, so you could probably lead off with a blade and try to force out the rest of their ults.
Trying to go really aggressive. There's the bash. So the stun has already come through. Zera not popping the blade just yet.
Smart play. That's a good play. That's a good play.
In the front line, but no ultimates.
Don't like Mauga versus Mauga? I mean, I think Blizzard might like Mauga versus Mauga because they always force Mauga versus Mauga around tournament time. Maybe it's like their favorite matches to watch, so they always make sure to make it Mauga versus Mauga.
Maybe not the perfect opportunity to be able to use that. Look at where Team Falcons is coming from. They want to get another aggressive hold.
Think you see any Mercy or Doom? Probably not.
I know that they're right there.
Doom maybe to get back to point quickly, but no. Mercy, unless they do some like crazy comp. No.
Nightmare. Still Blade, Death Blossom available.
Yeah, come on, meme. That's on you, dude. That's on you.
Echo drives coming in. Double Reaper on the field for Team Falcons. There's the first Death Blossom, but here is the Blade. A nice bit of deflect damage, but the deflect doesn't last long enough.
Okay. Here's what Nightmare needs to do. They need to go first. Team Falcons is taking the fight to them every time. They need to go in. They just need to go in.
Stick to this hero. They still have over 3 minutes to be able to try to push this payload through the second phase. And it looks like they are going to try it one more time, but Copper lying in wait.
So we get some blame chat for Hiimishie with the 5 gifted. Thank you, Meme. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're going to check. Proper still
The 35% off.
Right now.
Yeah, I think they have it right now where it's 35% off gifted subs for 5 gifted or more. I think is how it works.
I think they are, yeah. But as long as humanly possible. Trying to get the overrun. No. All right. 2:30 now for Nightmare. Once again, Falcons making their move.
Team Falcons just aren't letting Nightmare actually get set up.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what, as I'm saying. Like, they're not...
Find the perfect angle.
You can't...
With the rest of the team.
At this point, it's not about setup time anymore.
Rate from CJ.
Harmbit's caught out, though. He's right in the front line.
Like, at this point, it's not about setup time anymore. It's about being first, going in. Just so you know, chat, Team Falcons wanted that right there, by the way. They obviously wanted to try to win that team fight, but they were okay with that sequence.
1.5 more times. I mean, you know, you're 3x in the payload, but how
they were okay with that sequence. That's what they wanted.
It's going to be easy for Falcons to get a re-engage on their terms.
Yep.
Yeah,
like, they wanted to get an ultimate out.
At this point.
Because now they're going to fight exactly where they would fight regardless. So it's about getting ultimates out and then coming back quickly. They're already here.
That's the firepower that you need. Cage doesn't catch it.
Cage got someone, but they're up top left. It's a Reaper. I was going to say, you can see the line. No! They were a second behind.
Proper escape. Houdini's out of there. Does everyone getting stunned?
I mean, it's actually winnable.
Right now as he takes down the tank, the juggernaut in the front line.
I think they might actually get this, yeah. Good job. They're going to get second. Nice play.
Overwhelming presence of Seeker prevails.
Okay. Maybe the cage, not the actual nail in the coffin there for Proper, but perfect opportunity there for Nightmare to.
Oh yeah, if you ever see like 20 people saying the same thing, don't worry. Chat's gonna also say whatever hero I'm playing in quick play I'm really good at. If I play quick play for more than an hour, they're gonna say I'm warming up the old wrist one more. So don't worry. You'll start to see. And don't worry, you can join in if you want. It's fine. Good up.
Straight in the back line again. Orbital Ray.
That's fine. They got Orbital out, and so they're going to have Orbital again.
No cut Fielder in half, but Death Blossom with the Orbital Ray. I'm not sure how much DPS that is, but it's a lot.
And now Zera's going to
switch. No, you'll see it all.
Seeing the Dragon Blade just not be able to cut through what it needs to on the defense. They have an opportunity to bring this Echo and still time to actually get a duplicate up before this map concludes. But Team Falcons now, they've got this cage. They're going in with Stalker on the dupe again.
Wow, instantly he's getting taken out though by Sneaker. A couple of headshots there, takes care of the dupe, so no free Death Blossoms. Cage comes in from Infected.
There you go.
I mean,
good ultimate by Infected.
They've already taken down Heartbeat.
I'm going to be honest with you, chat. This was a great team fight. Oh my. I'm not even joking. Nightmare should not lose this next team fight. If they lose this next team fight, that's going to be a tilter.
In the near future.
They just need to, the moment they have an opportunity here, hit that Juno ultimate. The moment Falcons even remotely show they're going in, you hit that button. There it is. Perfect. Now use the ultimate, get out. Yep.
Amount of damage coming out from Nightmare right now, impossible almost for Team Falcons to already fight on it. And the Death Blossom, the cherry on top of this cake.
A little bit ambitious there.
Under a minute now. Team Falcons have at least reached a small milestone. Ultimate, somehow Team Falcons are staying in this fight. Avril ends up falling over and Proper. He turns the tide of the fight once again. 45 seconds for Nightmare to try and finish this map.
So the Reaper ult.
That was the best chance they were probably going to get, though. You have this enormous respawn advantage for Team Falcons. You don't have much left in
basically,
if you're Nightmare. But
I think it was designed, oh, they're not going to touch point, but then I think
pretty happy with that.
I think he forgot about Mauga.
Opportunity here to get a wrap on Team Falcons.
But they did push it 69 meters. That is nice. Juno ult's awesome. See, I like the idea of it. I just think that
a strike from Zera as they try and move on forward. Both teams Reaper, but it's Harden next to fall.
To give you an idea, so when this patch came out, the patch that they're on, the one thing I kept saying to chat about Juno Ultimate was I was like, hey, here's my take on Juno Ult. It's good. They need to increase the. They need to change the ult timing on it. They need to change how quickly you get the ult. That's what I was saying that straight up. Right? I was like, that's what they need to change. So what do? They change how much it heals you.
as Nightmare are held on
And
third.
then the next patch, they changed the ult charge percentage.
Still such a valiant effort, though, from Nightmare, being able to actually...
They did exactly what I was saying, but they did it
the
the second patch. That's how I was like, listen.
Of being able to actually finish out that round.
Oh, I know why the Reaper ulted early to try that, but like it was just because of the
I think
manga.
pretty happy about that at the end of the day.
But I was saying that before the
that
patch they
defense
did, where they did
definitely
the
took a lot of
reduced
time for them to be
healing
able
on
to
it. I
get
was like,
through, and
listen,
they needed a lot of
number one
firepower
issue with
to
Juno
be
ultimate
able
is you
to
get it too quickly. You need to reduce how quickly you get the ultimate. And they go, okay, let's not do that. And then the next patch they did it after. They're like, oh wow, Juno's getting out too quickly, and it's still good. Yeah.
Well, they're just going to opt for the
Reduce to how much you get it.
So much value. The Blades have been getting kills, but
And then they did.
I think at least twice in that last round, we've seen the orbital ray used with the death.
I mean, I'm not going to go as far to say the Reaper ult lost the team the point. I think it certainly didn't help, and I that's where I'm at with that one, because like it's still a very winnable team fight at that point. Sometimes they need to also. That was one of those situations where you need to kind of go for the kill rather than try to miraculously push 3 on cart against Team Falcons. You know what I mean? So it's more along the lines of they should have just finished the kills. Instead, they played it a little bit too safe, and I think that's one thing that I think Nightmare, once again, as they're a newer team and they're also growing together like as players, etc., they'll learn that, and that will come with time. But Nightmare is a very good team, and I think they've proven they're a very good team. So it goes to like we talk about the idea of play to win, don't play not to lose. And as you're progressing as a team, you play the not to lose sometimes. And then as you keep getting better and gain more confidence against like really good teams, you start to play to win. And then that's when you start to see teams go from being... Because like Nightmare is a team, in my opinion, that has proven over... You give them time as together as a team that they're going to keep getting better and better. Extremely talented players. I would not doubt it going into the next pro circuit. That Nightmare is dominating people.
Crowd's definitely feeling
Straight
that
up.
one and giving them all of their energy as they
Straight
are
up.
able to actually send Team Falcons back to spawn.
Good start for
Good
Nightmare. They needed that.
And they're already going to walk away with a pretty good amount of ultimate charge. I mean, Zara, take a look at that. All of the focus beam damage, maybe even being able to get a duplicate to throw into this next fight.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the upper bracket still. It hasn't been necessarily a bad match either. They've just lost a couple important team fights. That's literally it. And this match is far from over. You know, a good Juno ultimate here gets it already down to 2 minutes on the clock. Maybe they can trade out Juno ultimates in time. You could argue this is a better Juno ult for them. Never mind.
A slash the dash, instantly taking down Seeker. He gets one and another, retreats to safety. Zera still duplicated here.
Oh no, Nightmare, that's fine.
A wraith away by Stalker to get out of the fray. As Nightmare.
Now, did you notice something here, by the way? Chat, what did Team Falcons just do? Out of curiosity.
It is so tough to have to be prepared for Genji Blades that early. And so Team Falcons able to capture this first.
No, what did they just do right there after the blade?
Now to be able to get through this second phase. Nightmare though, just very patient.
So after the blade, rather than sit on point, they went and cleaned up the kills and then captured the point to make sure there was no possible retake. That's what they just did. You notice that? How they went around the statue and cleared out the rest before they went in? That's what I was talking about. I actually don't mind that as a counter to back them away. Yep.
That rallying break just blocking so much. They won't end up trading.
You like that? Like, that's what they did.
And they're still fighting in this choke, but feel it under heavy duress by Admiral. What a push there from Nightmare's front line. 13 HP still. Eventually, Proper does cut him in half, but at what cost?
This is still good effort here by Nightmare, able to give a little bit of hurt here to Team Falcons. The ultimate thing is certainly not going to be...
They got to capture the point first? Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying, for sure.
And once again, we're looking at this opportunity.
Proper's just going to blade in. They might... Hanbin might go up there to take a little bit of damage. You're going to start to see Hanbin kind of just sit there. That's to get Juno ultimate for blade. Yep. That's exactly what Hanbin's doing. Trying to build up Juno ultimate in time by doing a little bit of, like... You see that, like, poke damage? That's doing, like, nothing. But the idea is to bait them into shooting because now they're at 90% already. So that was their call out. Really close to the Juno ultimate. Take a little bit of damage. Now they're going to Juno ult blade in about 4 seconds. depending on how quickly they get the ult. 3, 2, 1, and there it is now. And then here comes Blade in a second. Wait on that. Never mind. They won the team fight. They don't need to use Blade.
Oh, dearie me. No Blade required by Falcons. Only
but that was their idea. If there was a lot of counters from Nightmare after that, they would have used Blade, but they didn't have the counter, so they just waited on their Blade.
I don't think by Nightmare. You basically need a completion if you're Falcons. That doesn't mean Nightmare can at least set up on the high ground.
Yeah, you cannot contest this at this point. You're just absolutely walking into death trap, essentially. But Nightmare, like, the fact that they can play a little bit far back, they have an orbital array of their own now. Maybe
yeah, they'll ult. The problem is that there you go. Yeah, Team Falcons has no problem with that trade. I'll trade Blade for Juno Ultimate any day of the damn week. You know what I mean? Like, be careful of this infected. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Listen, I got a bright side to that play. At least they got some ults out. You know? At least they got an ult out. Now they can come back with their Mauga ultimate. Mauga versus Brig. Yeah, they got Juno ultimate. They lost. They didn't lose, but they got Juno ultimate. They're gonna have it in time. They might get away with one team fight. But Nightmare needs to go in. They're waiting on Admiral to get Brig out, but like that time is gonna be Brig out, Juno ult. Yeah.
Double cage coming in exactly the same
okay, they double Brig ult and Juno ult. Good luck. Nice! They did it! Okay, good! Good job! Hey, you know what? I love that they proved me wrong on that one. That's what they needed.
That was an expensive fight from Falcons as well.
That was best case scenario.
Have to use an orbital array, so they're 60% towards theirs. You're thinking at least.
That was like best case scenario because they got out all the ultimates on Falcons, and now they have a Juno ult advantage. There is a time in here, and I don't know if Falcons has tracked it. They have a time in it to take like a neutral fight without any Juno ultimate. So what they might do, and I've seen Falcons do this a lot, they try to all in the Juno. So CJ needs to be careful of position in here.
What?
Oh no.
Sneak is down already.
Uh-oh.
To a whip shot.
Ready.
Proper spot there in the skies.
Do not give the kills, Juno ult. Yep.
A quick Brig pack comes out, and there's the orbital ray. Used pretty early, and they need kills, but it's actually going the opposite way. Sarah ends up going down. So now Team Falcons can just wait this one out and use the Blade to finish this off. They're so close to taking this map. Stalker as well in the backline doesn't end up getting flailed away, so the Death Blossom not finding too much, but the Blade definitely does. That's a whole lot of damage to the front line is proper. Oh, he just takes over the game time and time again. Zera jumps on the Widow, but he's a few more headshots than what he's getting to find anything in this map or series.
You know what though?
Team Falcons.
That was not a bad match by Nightmare.
Down to the lower bracket.
That wasn't a bad match at all. I really think Nightmare needs to look at that, look back, and realize that it had nothing to do with their lack of, like, it wasn't a skill issue. It was just teamwork in the end. And that, you build off of that. You learn off of that, and that is a learning moment that you can take into the loser bracket, okay? I really think Nightmare can bounce back from that because they're going to realize that it came down to a couple plays, like 2 or 3 plays on each map. That really changed it. That was on a close game. There was a minute 30 left on the clock, and if they use their Juno ultimate, there is going to be 45 seconds left going into the last team fight. The game before that came down to the last team fight. The only map that was kind of a stomp was the first one on a dive versus dive matchup against a team that's unreal on dive.
Let's see if Toronto fight.
Only had a good like homemade. Yeah, maybe I just need a. Maybe I need a. You know what?
Long range hit scans. The order of the day.
Maybe I need to try like my cooking arc soon, and I'll make the best lasagna ever on stream. And then I'll have to eat it. And then if I take a week off, you know why.
Being a little bit defensive here too. Going the Cassidy instead of an Ashe or instead of a Widowmaker to try and help shut down the ball.
Yeah, you got the Hinder with that mag grenade. That is something that you can go for.
Okay, we got the Wrecking Ball comp, which we very much expected here, chat. Ilios, CR loves. They like to play Wrecking Ball on this map. They like dive-centric stuff. This makes sense. This comp was not a surprise for us. That's also, Toronto wasn't surprised either, hence the Cassidy. So it's like, this is just something they're expecting.
Moving as a unit for Toronto to find. anybody gets left behind, especially a support.
No, I'm not going to have sync lasagna, okay?
Especially because you have so many ways to actually weave that damage back there. Dynamite's over the top, the big splash.
Not gonna happen.
Through from those Pharaoh rockets, Sugar Free already getting sniped out before Toronto Defiant can make another move. And you can see how much work Shu is going to be able to put into that backline.
Remember, a lot of the strategy CR has here is just about constantly pressuring their team. There's no downtime. There's no free pick. You just keep going in over and over again and make them, like, basically overreact the whole time. And that's what's happening. Like, it's a constant just, like, in their back line, go back in after 3 seconds, rinse and repeat. That's the whole idea, so.
That's a good start, but Hiimishie again. There's been 3 kills, all Crazy Raccoon.
Finally got a kill.
Like Toronto Defiant, though, they're barreling
Oh, there you go.
The
Toronto finally disengaged it, and then still lost 2 and might lose a team fight.
There we go. Someone taking
Okay, they're going to grab the point.
Now, the ball is in Toronto Defiant's court.
Quite literally and figuratively
Yep.
in that sense, but Toronto Defiant finally getting some percentage on the board. Taking a look at their ultimates, they're going to be able to have this Cassidy High Noon. You have this Pulse Bomb.
The only
as well.
recipe I grew up that my
Targets on
parent,
back.
my dad was really good at,
Receiving end.
outside of our boiled hot dogs we have during football season, which we haven't had yet, is he makes a really good meatloaf that's been like a recipe in the family for years because they use like a ketchup-based meatloaf sauce, and it's the best meatloaf I've ever had. And anytime I have any other meatloaf, it isn't good.
He's got the mines. They've got
Like, it's good, but it just unexpectedly. Yeah, good luck with those mines. I don't even. This is a tough one because I feel like. You see how wild this is?
Bob ends up getting deployed by Lip as well, and Vegas succumbs to the mines, as well as a few Cheerios from Chorong. 90% from Crazy Raccoon now.
Very scrappy fight. Sugar Free invested that Pulse Bomb. Actually did get a big pick, but now you're taking a look at Vegas, switching over to the Lucio, helping this team.
I just feel like Ilios is a free, like.
Chorong as well. Here's the point pressure and the catch. Toronto Defiant managed to
We'll
get
see how this
there,
goes.
Look at that. Sound barrier comes in, saves Jumbin life, but how long can he survive? Looks like Shu's healing him up nicely.
There's the heal boost, but I don't think that'll even. Yeah. I mean, managed to get a kill though, so it's kind of back to a 4v4, but the point's already flipped. Like, look how far away they are.
Are they actually going to capture it?
They are able to actually get back to the point though and trigger that open.
They are. Maybe they'll be. So Lip is on Ash in the back.
They're biding their time. Take a look at the fight.
Like, they're okay with flipping the point. They're not worried about that. There's a High Noon.
Down on the point, and there's the cap. Jumbin just rolls out of there.
No, I think someone did the ultimate, got nobody in it, and then stopped the ultimate. I think that's what happened.
Right now, everybody is flying over someone's
I don't think Toronto can win this team fight, but I think they're going to be happy that they at least kind of brought the game back playing against the wild play style, right? They got to see it now, so maybe the next 2 maps can go a little bit better type of thing, right?
10% away from the junior wall, but he's all on his lonesome. And Jumbin,
we'll see, of course, but yeah.
Knows it's over. Nothing's shutting down the wrecking ball there. This Crazy Raccoon handily take that first round.
So powerful. This wrecking ball comp has been so difficult for teams to face. Very difficult to get practice against some of the best as well.
Well, yeah, because you can't play against it. Exactly. So
going in with a
that's why you almost need to like learn on the fly against this comp, which is what they're trying to do. Because this is a ball map, though, they're going to run ball on this map too.
Practice against this wrecking ball.
They can run ball on all three rounds, unless you're saying the map specifically, which is true. Yeah.
Pull out the Malga, pull out all of these other tricks up their sleeve, and so. Yeah, I mean, you get a chance to run the wrecking ball here again. Trying to find cracking the code for just a couple of times, but you have and need more than that to be able to get over that line.
Like, the way they play this map, CR, is like, remember we watched Nightmare play it? Watch how CR plays this. There's no stopping. Like, they go in, and there's no, like, they don't set up, like, 3-2-1s with, like, the whole team. They just run around the map and do whatever. Like, that's the whole strategy. Because it, like, works. Like, you're just disrupting them constantly, so. And then if you play too passive, waiting for them to go in, they do nothing. It's great.
Find a little bit more staying power in that back line to deal with Lip and Hiimishie.
Yep.
Nice roll there from Merit, dodging out of the nade.
Good start.
Okay.
Good pick by Sugar Free. Ooh, there we go. Good start.
Backline dead. Lip's still in the action.
That's a really good start.
Sugar Free's got the recall. Chasing him down though, yeah, Lip dead. Okay. Toronto Defiant here to stay on the point. They're going to cap first this time.
Look at that.
Now that they get a chance to have control of this point as well.
The only thing that Toronto needs to be careful of right now, specifically right here, is to not isolate yourself into a 1v1 for a free pick. Because that's what's going to get them here, is that they get too, like, a little bit too deathmatchy against it with their comp. That's going to be okay. Decent lamp, but they're gonna follow up right away on that. Yeah. Yeah. Could still window this though and try to win it. Good kill. I think yeah, you can see he had the same like idea on that one. Like I should have been able to keep up our Malga. Yep. Not bad, not bad.
And there's the cap for Crazy Raccoon.
You can see why RuPaul wanted to go for the Baptiste, though. You got the off angle with that amplification matrix.
Yep.
You had that damage onto Chorong, which allowed to burst him down, but
are you serious?
You also have the opportunity.
Why not go for the boost there? Yeah, why not do this?
No way Jumpman gets away with this.
Okay.
Why not do that? That is what I mean. Like, it's not like you can tell it. They kind of almost play the wrecking ball in like in a way that it's going to be more about let Junmin do whatever like he wants in the back line, and then if he needs help, make the call out for the help. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of what it is, right? It's not. That's basically what happens. It's more like, no, you know, is everybody ready? It's more like, I'm going to do my thing, and then when I need help, I'm going to let you know. And that's kind of what you see. So that's why it's tough to play against, because a lot of pro play is about trying to get the predictability of what they're going to do. So when you just start to do whatever, what do you do? And then they also can play it in a very, like, really good, like, standstill comp. So they're a tough team.
Look at the assists, though. They were forward in that feed.
Toronto isn't even doing that bad against the comp, right? It's just, it's like their bread and butter, right? That's what it is, right?
Crazy Raccoon have a lot of tools to finish out this map.
It's basically their bread and butter. That's why after this, Kasaurus is going to have to look into his cookbook there. Maybe find like a meatloaf style play. Maybe like something that can really cook up a strategy, right? That's why he brings his cookbook with him.
Jumpman has the opportunity to set up here, but you're looking at Shu with this nano as a big engagement tool for Crazy Raccoon.
Oh, RuPaul's in the back right now. Last one out of the spawn. Here comes the Diva Matrix. Okay, sound barrier also deployed.
All right, both feet used. Window versus Nano. They're going to Nano the Pharah or the Tracer. There's the Pharah. Good luck.
Great with the barrage. A lot of it getting eaten, but still getting damage in. Oh, he directs RuPaul the fadeaway shot onto the map. Almost hits the direct onto Sugar Free, but he slips out of there. But unfortunately for Toronto Defiant, this map is slipping away from them completely. Mines deployed on the point, and Crazy Raccoon.
But like honestly though, that was an expected result on this map.
Exactly what they're going to audience. A lot of cheers for Toronto Defiant. A lot of Toronto Defiant.
All wrong. They picked us because it wasn't the other maps. Yeah, there you go.
Crazy Raccoon as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, obviously this eliminates push from CR2. So, like, you look at, like, how are they on push maps? What push maps are they good at? So you have a lot of data on that. They're not going Lifeweaver. They just sit and spawn as Lifeweaver. No one's going Lifeweaver right now. I think Lifeweaver's only about 35 more micro buffs away from being, like, a meta pick in, like, pro play.
These rotations are going to be so important. A lot of times we do see these teams try to fight.
When they do the next set of Orisa micro buffs and Malga micro buffs next season, maybe we'll get a couple more Lifeweaver ones in there. So, well, that's not the start that Toronto was hoping for.
How does Lip, like, instantly delete somebody there? All right, that's first point.
Oh, that was...
like overrun. You got this.
It's okay. No one wants to win the first point anyway. Everybody knows the strategy on Clash is to lose the first point, win the next point the whole game, and then at the end finally win on the middle point and never go to their side of the map.
I mean, if you're quick enough, you can finish these games in under 3 minutes, but it does take an awful lot of pressure and an awful lot of damage, but damage they got in spades.
Well, they're not following the strategy just yet. Rough start. Okay, everybody knows the strategy is to give up the second point, get the benefit of your spawn that's 2 feet away, and then reverse sweep it.
They're going to take this second point as well. Toronto Defiant now fighting on their last, of course.
Yep.
It's worth keeping in mind, last point does take a long time to cap. And there's 3 checkpoints too, so there's a chance to finish, but I can't imagine we're going to see that.
I'm going to be honest with y'all.
This
This ain't looking too good right now. But Toronto will have the ultimates to stop them
why
here.
it makes it so difficult for these teams to go 5-0 in Clash. But Crazy Raccoon have ults. They can open this up with the Orbital Ray. They have Hiimishie's duplicate.
Orbital Ray doesn't end up coming in perfectly cold there. Look at the positioning of someone right now. He's shooting people in the back, but Lip. Oh my God.
Okay, everybody knows the strategy is to lose the first tick on this map. Is to lose the first tick on this map and then come back with your ultimates to steamroll them the rest of the way.
Eventually ends up running out.
All right.
And here comes the respawn advantage, like you were saying.
Oh, no, they got back in time. Yep, lose the first tick. Yeah, then you steamroll the rest of the way. Wait, maybe not.
Flash stun comes in from Vega. There's the spin. There's the win. A lot of damage coming down onto someone there. And he's tanked. Another small spin.
Yep.
I mean, this is just
There we go. All part of the plan. Give them the first tick. And then come back with your Reaper ult. Get ready. You'll see. You'll see. It's all a part of the strategy. Actually, yeah, there it is.
Merritt does have the Death Blossom, looking for a teleport into the back to be able to get this.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay, looks like, okay, Merritt healed them.
Cardiac Overdrive's going to see him through. A lot of that damage coming in, but Lip's already claimed one life, maybe a second. Jimin takes care of Sugar Free, and the numbers are dwindling. Now for Toronto Defiance. Oh my God, he's saying. It's just a
All right,
mess.
everybody knows the plan is to give them actually 4 ticks and then be able to regroup on the point to then reverse sweep the rest of the way. All right?
Toronto Defiant are going to be able to clutch this fight out.
See? There you go.
They get it.
All a part of the plan.
But Crazy Raccoon
All a part of the plan.
4 points already.
They just need one
Yep.
more. They're already setting up for the end game. He's going to have
See?
another duplicate, another Death Blossom for Lip.
Oh, what, they have Juno ultimate?
In the back. And
What does that ult do?
Raccoon,
Except win
they've
every
got
team
the
fight.
ultimate
You kidding
advantage.
me?
They also have the advantage when it comes down to their just positioning. Go in with the Orbital Ray. They're waiting for Toronto to come to them. They know that Toronto has to touch this point in order to actually contest it.
Point unlocked.
There you go.
There's the dupe. Rally deployed. A small stun onto Sugar Free, but he hits the Wraith Walk. Here comes the Orbital Ray. Sugar Free looking for Lip, but Lip's already found one. Heisang makes it another. I think this is just about it.
All right, listen, everybody knows the strategy is to pick this map just to get it over with, to be down 2-0 to set up for the reverse sweep the rest of the way to create a storyline. Okay? It was all a part of their plan. All right? It was all a part of their plan. All right? It's too... I can't explain it, but that's what it... You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, okay?
But
Yeah,
how do Crazy Raccoon actually want to approach this with Max the roster? Do they actually go for something like this Mauga? They're hovering over the double sniper.
Oh, man.
Something that Lip and Hiisang could absolutely stay on.
All right, there's the switch. Yep. I'm not too sure.
All right, here we go.
Maybe just putting Max in, getting some game time on the stage. Very important in these LAN environments. Just shake off those nerves early on.
Mauga versus Mauga.
So Mira
Why is Mauga pretty much the meta in OWCS? Because it's Overwatch.
Very early aggressive push though. Vega taking a lot of damage, ducking into cover. Those sticky bombs exploding on his shield. So
I don't know how the metas become how they are.
This off angle from
This is rough. It's not even.
Toronto in this situation, you have to kind of come and match them, but
I can't even give too much commentary on what we've been watching these last 2 matches.
Was Toronto Defiant get quickly team wiped?
It just
Someone got
happens.
burst with the Pulsar torpedoes, the sticky bombs, the focus beam, a shield bash. That is just how coordinated Crazy Raccoon have been with all of these different picks. Knowing that the assignment is get this Mauga out. If you can get some type of pick onto the backline, that's another way that you can approach these fights.
It's not okay. So like, and you said Toronto seems lost. It's not about being lost. It's that it's more about. It feels like CR knows exactly what they want to do at all times. So they're spending like CR's spending less time thinking about the strategies they want to do, and they're just going in because they have the confidence in what they want to do. So like one team is like setting the tone. the other team's trying to find the answers. So when you have a team setting the tone, the other team's trying to like, okay, we should do this, we should do this, and then meanwhile, CR's comms are like, go in.
And if they keep getting
right?
these first
So
picks like they have been, then they might not need to
it's just
use
one of those
anything
things.
at all
Yeah.
in order to get this payload to that second checkpoint.
Yeah, I know. He's saying he's
Sugar Free, though,
really
looking
good
to
on
duplicate
Echo.
as well.
Sugar Free is too, though.
Throw in, and he's saying
Good timing on that one, huh?
That's a confidence builder.
So,
Nice little burst damage there onto Hiimishie. Didn't see it coming. Choring also lit a blaze. 5 volts.
why are they using the same hero strategy?
Sugar Free's got a good angle here. Both orbital.
All right, so what's happening here is so this, and you can see right, yeah, there it is. And so they go in, and then so like around the, you can, yeah, there's the corner, and then you see that, and then they're gonna do the thing, and then so what's gonna happen there is, and then there it is. Yeah, okay, so yeah, and they're able to get the Mauga hopefully here soon. So kind of as we were talking about.
He's gonna just get bursted down, but Hiimishie's back in the action with a duplicated Mauga. There you go. All right, someone's standing tall.
Yep.
Big, expensive fight for both teams, though, as Crazy Raccoon are still getting away with kills.
Yep.
They're still tussling. Willing to get down and dirty with it.
How did Lip get both
As long as
supports?
Lip's alive, anything is possible for
Oh, because it was
Crazy
only.
Raccoon.
Oh,
They're going to push this on. I mean,
How
look.
did I don't. You know what? After all that,
Absolutely no one.
I don't even. What? Huh?
Doesn't even get there in time. Wanted to go for the teleport onto the payload, but Crazy Raccoon had already gotten it over the line. Almost 5 minutes in the bank for Crazy Raccoon on this third point. Still,
I thought Toronto had that.
But that's so much.
All right, you ready? Someone go in. 3, 2, 1, and charge. And out.
From Lip onto the back line. Cage
and battle. And
rumble here, but no one's paying attention
they
to Lip
broke
right
the
now,
thing,
but
and they won the team
Sugar
fight.
Free
Okay.
And Merit. They're putting up numbers now.
No, they won it.
Big fight win here for Toronto as they try to dig their heels into the sand, working up to even more.
Okay, so next up is
next fight.
use Echo Ult to go Mauga or Reaper.
Want to take this front to back.
Force out, hopefully their Brig out.
And Sugar Free is going for it.
There it is.
Yeah, even hits that dupe as well. You saw the focus.
Why not charge in? There you go. There's the Brig out. That will force out Brig out.
Oh, what a bash. No kill though. Oh, Hiimishie gets him on the exit.
That's okay though. That's okay. Here's why it's okay for Toronto. At least the team fight is happening
basically sat there
back in their spawn, so there was no cart time. But I don't think CR is going to let them get out of these doors like for free.
An orbital ray for this next fight.
There's going to be orbital ray versus orbital ray. Merit can TP into, so maybe it's possible.
Also still has this death boss
Good sight of the Echo.
Launch onto this point, but 3.5 minutes still.
Oh, Death Boss from straight on top. Merit's going to try and match him, but the damage is already done, I'm afraid.
The comps telling them what to do? No, they're just really good players who know what they're doing, and if things go as planned strategically, then a lot of the time you can predict what's going to happen. Especially when I have that information too, right? Like I'm literally looking at like all the information in the world in front of me with the spectator view. I can see what ults they have. I can see how a team fight will go. You know, it's
you just don't get enough lifesteal.
It's just just kind of I see how it's going to go.
Damage. The orbital ray on top is certainly that final piece.
The time zone is OWCS, and this one's in Sweden right now, so what, 6 hours ahead or something? I don't know what time it is there.
Crazy Raccoon, 3 minutes and 23 seconds in the time bank after finishing out their round.
At 1 p.m. in Sweden? Yeah, so there you go.
Toronto need to finish out this map to have hope of being able to get back in this.
It's currently about to be 7 a.m. here, to give you an idea.
Okay, let's see what.
Which is all good. Is this the last OWCS for the year? Yep. Last OWCS. For this year. I imagine they'll do it again next year. I don't see why they wouldn't. I think they're probably happy with everything. And just hopefully my hope for next year's OWCS is that they learn from the things that they can do better with like everything when it comes to co-streaming, when it comes to how they run the events, how many events they run, how players can be involved in the circuits, things like that. I think are important. So if they can learn from that, that's great. Then I think over time the esport will continue to grow because it's going to be more consistent and more accessible, which is what you need it to be. That's why OWL was kind of rough, because they basically took away any option for players to have any way to do it because they wanted to make it so NFL-like.
there's no way that Toronto has been able to get past these gates just yet. Already back to spawn, considering their
though. So you're thinking now you can't really hold too far up.
You can already see them backing
Is
up,
the
though.
esports announcement later on not going to be them announcing that? I didn't even know there was an esports announcement today. When is that supposed to be? I don't know.
Not looking for that high ground defense. And Max should be able to come back. You got the overrun.
Yeah, well, isn't Overwatch supposed to be back in China very soon? I know they got World of Warcraft back up there right now, so I imagine Overwatch is probably going to be there soon. Is my guess.
He wants this tank dead. Someone eventually ends up going down. A lot of that damage deflected right back at him. Stops that duplication from running amok, but he's still got a lot of firepower in his kit. Yep. Sugar-free dead, and Crazy Raccoon getting a team kill. As Toronto Defiant reset to spawn, double support ultimate available both sides.
Orbital rays can get matched. You've got the
all right, so let's see here. Toronto is we're gonna get double Brig Juno ultimate here. I mean, this is just basically.
Hopefully gonna cut through this frontline defense.
They might wait on Sugar-Free's blade.
And this blade from Sugar-Free up in 3%. Orbital ray.
There it is.
Pretty far forward, but
there's the Brig ults.
Good use of it. Rallies from both sides as well, but Vegas already
no
dead.
blade. No blade.
Here,
not worth it.
Sugar-Free or Merit to use any ultimates.
Not worth it.
And it'll be a Fool's Gambit if they decide to do it. 2 minutes to go.
Better to hold
like
on
one of my streams? Heck yeah, welcome.
And see if they can just find
these matches are rough right now, for sure.
Advantage when you've already gotten the double support ult out of Crazy Raccoon, but Cage and double DPS for both of them. This is about to be a very difficult Venn diagram to get through. You don't want to be.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, I see it. The Venn diagram. Okay.
See that one coming at all? He just flew straight into the lip. Cage comes in from someone as well as Max. And now Crazy Raccoon, they still got the...
That's the call out, I see.
To finish this map. There is very little space you can play.
Was this match supposed to be close?
Toronto.
It was kind of unpredictable.
Even he's saying no.
Not unpredictable from CR winning. You just didn't know how Toronto was going to play against CR. CR is unreal good. Like, CR is really good. You just don't really know how it was going to go, is what I'm saying. Like, it was just hard to... You didn't know, right?
A quick swap around here. Different sides of the map as Merit fight.
Oh, I mean, CRs are kind of... I mean, Toronto would have to snowball a couple team fights now to even have a chance to make this not be an overtime game. But why not play for it? Good job by Toronto.
They've got these double support ultimates too, just in case Crazy Raccoon try to get another.
Well, CR's lost to Falcons, if I'm correct.
You can see Merit just pushing forward to get this Reaper.
But like metas shift and metas change and playstyles change.
Okay.
So I feel like you have this thing where like CR and Falcons kind of, it depends on the meta. Does that make sense?
It's going to be an OT push, I would imagine, this next point. But there is the cap. That's all that counts.
Yeah, I think we watched that finals match. That was the really close one, right? That was the really close match. I think we watched that one on stream. It was like an unreal match. Their finals match at Dallas was unreal too. Like I'm telling you right now, the upper bracket finals match, if CR manages to hold on and win this, which it looks like they should, is going to be unreal. They have had nothing but good matches against each other. They've had a couple probably like not close ones, but they've had some like great matches.
The better of this trade, pushing up to the spawn doors of Toronto, and just again stuffing them. They are not giving them breathing room. They don't have time to set up. Toronto have not been able to actually play proactively with any of these ults.
Well, yeah, you can't play proactively with any of the ultimates. Yeah, you just once again, the reason why we've seen you play here because so here's the positives to playing here in their spawn. Is you play here to get ults out in their spawn. Which means that if they have to ult in your own spawn and not get card time, that's a win for CR regardless of the result of the team fight. As long as they don't over-ult. I mean, heck, they get over-ult and still be a win because you're just not... Nothing's happening. That's why they're playing so close. Someone gets a kill. So they're okay with this. Like at this point, it's just about like the time. CR's fine with that. Go in, use ults. Toronto's forced to use ultimates also. Cart just starts moving. Like, they're fine with this. Second point's down to one team fight now, essentially, if they want to.
I wonder if
just to speed out
he's
Spawn.
actually going to stick on it. No, just making sure that everybody is going out of the gates at the same time and come back in for a potential final fight. Crazy Raccoon winning here. They win this series and send Toronto down to the lower bracket. Have this duplicate to play around, choose Orbital Ray as well. But Toronto, they have to throw everything at this next fight. They can't get picked off.
One save through Paul. Doesn't go over
Good ult.
50% HP, so focusing being not as deadly.
That's probably it, because they're about to counter with their own Juno ultimate. Even if they blade this, they... Okay, never mind. Good disengage by Toronto. Now they have Brig out and Blade. They cannot let any picks happen before that. There's the Brig out Blade. Good job. Good job by Toronto there. I've seen a couple teams make mistakes where they heck up their engage and then they get engaged on. Proper disengages by both teams. Very well played. That was good by Toronto. That's the Toronto that a lot of people know too. Like, they're a very good team. So I once again wouldn't count these teams out yet. Not like necessarily this series, but they have the skill. It's about cleaning up in some areas. So, great play. I would say you go in right now with this Malga ultimate and then maybe do the Reaper ult combo if you really need to win it.
Well, there's the cage. Looked like Joe tried to force that one. Death Blossom's in it as well. There's no chance
exactly what you predicted.
To save himself or his team with that shield.
So now they're in mode of like, what do they have? That's the conversation happening right now. What do they have? What are they going to run? Rupal's going to say, go take damage. I need to build Juno ultimate, and they're going to go all in. They're thinking about time right now.
But if Toronto can get another quick team fight like that, maybe they can actually...
Ready, set, and Juno ult. Now, go. Yep.
There it is. That's what they need, but Sugar Free going down.
That's okay. This is a huge ult advantage. Doesn't matter, because...
Damn.
Yeah, honestly, though, that was the correct play by Toronto.
Everybody down with the Death Blossom.
That was the correct play by Defiant. Straight up. Correct play, 100%.
Rally. They got the Juno Orbital Ray. Rose.
No.
Toronto Defiant. They've got one ult in the bank.
It's going to have to be the biggest rally of their life, but they're also going to...
No, you don't think they win this? I mean, at the very least, the only thing they can really do is draw at this point. But I think based off of CR's ultimates, they can all in Brig, Juno. Even with the Brig ultimate from Toronto's side, it's going to be hard to disengage all the damage. So they're going to try to back away. And they did a good job of backing away, but you're going to get the Reaper ult now out of Echo onto the Juno, so good luck. Not even going to get that to happen. Doesn't even need to use it. There goes Juno. And there you go. Well, here's the good news, chat. The next set of matches we're going to get are going to be really close.
Lenny's played not enough to stand up to Lib.
So, that's the good news. Exactly what we expected. By the way, chat, we have Malga versus Queen. So we're not going to get a mirror, like we're not going to get like a Malga versus Malga. We're getting Queen versus Orisa. I mean versus Malga. Let's go.
Really shone in NRG's win in that upper bracket there, coming out as a player to watch in a game like this. Looks like we might actually get the somber look out of the gates. A chance to test the signature NRG composition against Nightmare. Here we go, folks. Off to OWCS for the first map in this first of 3.
Yeah, they'll play that.
Oh, and I saw somebody earlier say that's why you don't rage in ranked. No, I've just played for years on that, and I've learned that it's all about one game at a time and just having a good time. That's different. That's just learning that, like, I just want to have a good time. Didn't I play a Tree? Yeah, Tree's really good. That was before Tree could play in pro play. Yeah, Tree's really good. Tree, I think, just turned 17 back in, like, May, and the rules were you couldn't play, so he didn't play in the, Tree didn't play in the first stage, even though he turned, I think he turned 17 when before the stage, but due to the stage rules, he wasn't allowed to play. Like, you needed to be like 17 by like March of that year or something. So that's why he wasn't in the previous one.
Frankly, Brig doesn't want to be packing the Juno constantly. No, Juno can't heal.
Yeah, same with like Infected. Yep, that was the same thing. For a long time, it was the same thing with Sugar Free. Like Sugar Free, like only a couple years ago was able to start to play in like OWL and stuff. Even though he was always really good, like you could tell he was going to be a pro player, but like it just was due to the rules they had.
The rest of Nightmare trying to get them, and Stizzes is behind them getting the damage, and he finds Sneaker first, and here's a dupe of emongg into the stomp zone. Infected straight away. Cardiac overdrive popped by Stizzes now, just trying to control Infected where possible. Admiral's already down, and this is an orbital ray committed to the fight by Nightmare that gets them really limited value.
Oh, it's going to be a huge EMP there, right? As they can move.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. That was a good EMP.
Great EMP there from Tree.
Yep.
So you see how deep.
So yeah, so Nightmare is going to try to react to this strategy. It's definitely different. Not a lot of teams are running the Queen one. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and there's a ton of teams running it, but not a lot of teams are running this like Queen comp from what we've seen, at least in the tournament. So like getting used to like the cooldown flow. That's how like, so the comp that Nightmare's running, the comp is designed around the idea of stacking ultimates, going all in, making plays. But what do you do when you have these ult strategies, right? When you have these ult strategies that gets countered, right? Like Shock's comp is the equivalent of a counter swap, right?
You see that the kill participation on Infected, as soon as he gets hacked, it is everybody focusing firing on that Maga and just deleting him. Look at this. They're going to actually play close up here. They're going to play with this Rampage right around the corner, trying to get an early pick.
Caleb's going to wind it up. Okay, they're going to push onto him instead. This is a little bit messy now. Infected gets a long way ahead of the rest of Nightmare, but it's going to be a rally and play that Admiral's not able to defeat anyone else right now. Here's the swing.
So you can't use ult here, by the way. Just so you know, if you're wondering why Kellen wasn't using Queen ult, just to make it clear. Just to make it clear, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't how.
Like it's a mobile ultimate, so you can't use the ultimate while in there.
Right? And they're gonna use
that's why it's not being used.
But when he kind of comes around the corner, he doesn't realize that there's still players coming out of spawn behind him.
You can't use the ultimate inside of Maugal.
Two different sections of Nightmare, and then it's that cage with a rally coming from opposite directions.
So now CJ is going to use ult, and Kellen's going to counter ult with no, won't counter ult now. So the reason why Kellen's also not ulting just yet, there it is. Needed to see how everything went. There we go. Yep. So I'll explain in a second what just happened. So basically, once they survive the initial burst, Kellen knows that even if they Juno ultimate, the team will be purple and will not benefit from the healing of that ultimate, right? So that's basically how that goes. It's like
Rampage, right? You can see
they waited to see, did they survive the blade? They lost one, but they're like, okay, that's enough. Then they go in with their ultimate to follow up on some of the low HP targets, and then the Juno ult can't save them because they're purple from the Queen ult. You see why it's working that way, and that's why strategically they play that way. Like that's why they do that. That's the strategy. Am I gonna post a Mystery Heroes Challenge ultimate? Yeah, so I'll probably do my next one in December. Maybe I can sneak one in the last week of the season, but I don't know what my schedule is looking like right now. Maybe I'll try some Marvel Rivals at the end of the season or something. Is it almost Frozen stuff?
All right, we're back into the game here. Second round of Oasis. NRG Shock making this Queen comp look good. Nightmare say, you know what? We're going to have a crack at that ourselves.
Yeah, with the Sojourns here. So you're going to actually just ditch the Reaver, right?
With Marvel Rivals, I would just say have fun with it. Like, don't even worry about like how it's gonna be, where that game will be in 2 years. Just enjoy it. I think if you go into the mindset with that, you'll have more fun than if you're worried about how that game will do in 2 years. It could be great. It could pop off. It could be amazing. But don't take away the fun aspect for you when you're playing a new game. Just have fun with it. I'm telling you.
Tree on the Cassidy though, that's a pick to be feared. Seeker has a range advantage though, of course, playing from this high ground.
There we go. Nightmare has made the swap. Infected does play Queen, so this isn't an issue there. It's going to come down to the practice. So
compositions with 2 hit scan players at large right now. It's Infected falling. Nightmare can't keep him standing. Seeker, despite having so much space to work with, has not been able to turn that into a kill.
No, I mean, not really.
Thanks, Nalt. I got you. Glad you had that one on hand.
A little bit of damage here towards the end, but your tank gets bursted down right away. There's nothing your team can really do after that. Some cleanup here.
Anonymous, thank you for the gift and sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So they were on the Genji for much of that previous round as well. It's definitely his go-to pick. I mean, he and Seeker probably both have their best heroes under their fingertips right now. NRG Shock in his Queen composition looked really well drilled, and Nightmare clearly weren't ready to deal with it in that previous round.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy, isn't it?
Orbital rate
for them, potentially use it to engage on the low ground. But look at this for NRG shot, right? You're gonna
Good pull.
Plus a dupe, but there'll be Zero going in and taking out Rack.
Yeah, Sis is still holding on the dupe here, hasn't had to use it yet as Admiral and CJ both down. Nightmare without any supports right
that's
now.
tough. There's just a lot of stuff happening.
And without any
Good job by Nightmare.
Turn this around.
Huge play.
From Nightmare.
That was an unexpected turnaround there.
From both sides there. But it's really, you know, Zero going crazy on the Genji, like dashing through a few players. It's an overclock there from Seeker. Yeah, now, I mean, didn't even have the blade the last fight, right? Gonna have it here now. The Rack attacks rally, though, to answer that. Admiral a little bit far behind.
Here we go.
That rally is going to be crucial. Zero is playing around it, but see a stun for the Brig could be instant death.
Okay, so Shock has Echo Wall and High Noon. I don't know where they lead with this, so they lead in with a High Noon to kind of like take away the space.
The timing on this rally here for
Yep.
attack, you might use
So they're taking the High Noon. This is to create space for the Queen. Now Kellen's going to probably go in with Queen Out after this is done, but they're going to have double Queen Outs. If they survive this, Infected's going to come back with Queen Out. That's exactly what they're doing. Oh no. Now keep in mind, chat, if I'm predicting that's going to happen, that's why they're also going to expect it's going to happen. So there's a little bit of counterplay, but you know, sometimes the Brig just hits a bash and you can't do anything about
I was
it.
going to say, it's so awesome. It's not
Right?
awesome for Infected, but it's awesome for us to watch that as Rack comes up with a huge bash. You should see Infected. I mean, he knows that that's really the only thing that can happen there.
Yep.
Dislodge that rampage.
All right, so both teams use a lot of ultimates. Nightmare does have Soldier Null coming up, so they might be able to use that.
They drop off the high ground and Infected gets interrupted. So now we're about even here in our second round. Seeker backs away and getting close to that overclock, is aware that Scissors is looking to poke.
I agree that Rampage getting stopped is the worst feeling. But you know what, though? You want to know what the worst stop? And I don't know. Let me see this team fight here. And I'll tell you what I think is the worst way to lose your Rampage. And I think chat will know what I'm gonna say here in a second. Ooh, only downside here is they had to use. They're gonna win, but they had to use their Juno ultimate.
It's orbital rate.
No, hinder. When you get hindered, it is the worst feeling as a queen because you know, like it's just so dumb. Like hinder should not heck that ultimate up.
The orbital rate.
And they can't shut it down with a Rampage anti-heal from Infected, so Energy Shock are poised.
It's just dumb. It shouldn't. Like Brig, you can go, okay, you know what? It's an ultimate. It's a counterplay. You're trading for that. That was a really good play by Nightmare. Really good aggressive play to prevent them from making that really fast play.
Yeah, I mean, Orbital Ray is such an impactful ultimate that it feels like if you're going to invest it into a fight, it's a must-win, especially in this type of scenario.
That was a really good play. He said has it down for, but you're trading an ultimate there, right?
95 and counting.
I won't even get.
Have to put it together here.
Here we go.
With what, an overclock, maybe a Duke. Seeker though wants to get aggressive early, start up, push through the hyper ring.
This is the way to do it. Ooh.
Help comes. The cavalry arises. Ultraviolet.
Sorry if it's lagging a little bit. I think that's when they switch cameras. I don't think it's even on me. I mean, Shock had a bunch of ults, so like that's okay. They might have to go Tracer.
Chance to stay alive in Oasis.
So we're gonna see this.
It depends. I don't know.
Zero with a blade.
Yep.
Infected will end up probably with a Rampage here.
You need Tracer to tap the point to give them opportunity to set up these plays. They need a couple seconds. So you have the Tracer to... Oh, they don't realize they just accidentally outplayed him. Not accidentally, but like... But Shock went to go push in, and they went to go push their spawn to prevent them from getting in. And then Nightmare went underneath. Oh, no.
Again, just prodding. He's ultraviolet, a chance to go on behalf. Oh, my goodness, he's done it again.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Rack. Rack is popping off right now in those plays.
Kellen, though, gets connected onto by the Rampage. It may not be enough, though.
Straight up.
Seeker stand up, but eventually Kellen bleeds out as Infected. That ultimate makes the difference in the end. Now you've got to deal with the Queen. Nightmare
Here we go.
The point, and Scissors is so low, Tree can't touch. And we're going to a third round.
That was good. Rack made that closer than it should have been.
Zero with the blade. Bro.
But to be honest with you, what Nightmare did wrong there, not Nightmare, NRG, they didn't even do it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what they expected was Seeker was going to touch point as Tracer, and then they were going to go main. Instead, the whole team went underneath. NRG pushed into their spawn, and nobody was there.
Round for Nightmare. It seems like both teams.
Nobody was there.
With this Sojourn.
That was an exciting.
Yep.
Both teams.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really show it on the camera, But NRG pushed into Nightmare spawn, and nobody was there, and they went, uh-oh. That's why the point flipped so easily.
Really good. We've seen it.
Wasn't that great?
Obviously not recently. But if they wanted to run basically the similar comp that Shock can do, they definitely have the players to do it.
Well, we're in the Bizarro world here. We have a Creed mirror. Kellen goes in. Nice Infected goes for a swing. Just trades in the front line for now.
All right, here we go.
Good amount of on charge already for the Junker Queen.
Yep.
Seeker says, nope, this is my ledge, folks. And RG Shock forced to
Yeah, they got the high ground control. Difference here is the Echo versus the Genji, which you could argue both are good.
Rotate all the way around and take this, but Nightmare actually, they dip. They're going to go and try and chase this. They want to deny entry to the point.
Seeker, though, still trying to maintain good long sight lines here. Bit of safety for him. Slides up forward. Kellen there gets hit by a
I'm going to be real with y'all, chat.
in the middle of the pergola.
I prefer watching, like, Queen versus Queen matchups than I do watching Mauga versus Mauga.
Kellen has time, though, to get top back up. Nightmare
I don't know if that's just a me thing, but, like, if I had to watch mirrored comps, I'd rather watch Queen versus Queen mirror than a Mauga versus Mauga mirror. Right?
Trying to get any type of axe swing here from Kellen. It seems like just swinging and missing there.
Like, I just think this is, like, there's just so much more room for, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, just certain plays.
The Queen also found that ultimate, but I don't think he's aware that Scissors is just waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, you had also lost a few players from Nightmare, so not really an opportunity there, but...
The next thing I'm going to tell you is I don't like putting hot sauce in my milk or something crazy. That's true.
Just doing a ton of healing here early on.
CJ.
It's like whenever Queen becomes meta, it becomes unacceptable for Blizzard, but when Mauga becomes meta, it's like, yes. I once again want to point out to you, chat, that this is the patch before the one we have. So let's pretend that the patch hasn't happened yet, and you watch this tournament, okay? Like, you watch this tournament, and I say to you, okay, they need to nerf Queen but buff Mauga. What would you say?
Yeah, and that's a brutal.
Like, don't, like, if the patch didn't exist. Because guess what? After this patch, Mauga gets buffed, and Junker Queen gets nerfed.
Then the rally comes down, and it's not enough to keep everybody, like,
isn't that great?
Keep everybody alive, and then you also invest the blade. This gives Shock a little bit of an advantage. Right now, you have a dupe here, so you can dupe whether it's like one of the supports or Queen, right? Just kind of go.
All right, here we go.
Rampage. But it's Rack Attack's rally. That'll be huge here.
Okay, it's a lot to ask. Regularly to shut down that Queen.
You still don't see Mauga in rank because nobody knew the meta yet. Trust me, it's going to start to trickle down because I see it all the time in rank now. I didn't see Mauga for a while. Now I see nothing but Mauga. Dude, Shock is rolling this round. Holy crap, this isn't even close.
And NRG Shock is so good with this setup. They were ready for him.
Just got one more fight. It might be a little bit of a junk fight, right? You're going to have some players switching over to heroes just trying to get back to the point.
Like a widow, okay. That's relevant. Admiral does get a
Oh yeah, like I said, keep in mind FBO, I'm more memeing it. I agree in the sense that, like, yes, like there's a lot of viability with heroes. I agree with that.
This is an infected special.
I just more laugh about it because I know that, like, just knowing what comes after the patch is just funny. It's more of just having like it's just more just funny than anything. It's not like.
Doesn't have adaptive shielding. It's on cooldown for 3 more seconds, and Kellen capitalizes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the collegiate tournament was Mauga because of that's the new patch. I don't think collegiate played in the old patch. I think they played in the new patch. Hey, you know what? The first win for NRG right there, by the way, which isn't bad.
You got really good.
The DPS that can answer it. I do think Echo is probably enough, but at longer ranges, there's a lot of expanse to.
Oh, you want your crunchies, bud?
Leave you vulnerable if your opponent is playing hits.
Oh, you tricking me?
Start on the Sojourn here, so it will be the Queen, Sojourn, Echo look for NRG Shock.
Yeah, and I wonder if Nightmare decides to make any changes, like once they kind of see what Shock is running.
All right, here we go.
It's kind of,
so they did want to run the Mauga comp, which is why.
Still trying to make some.
May, Bastion, Rhine. I like it. I like it.
That's what Admiral was telegraphing with the Baptiste hover.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rhine, Bastion, May.
You're using that Rhine shield. Obviously, move up. Look at this, though. Kellen right out the back. It's going to be immortality. Really nice.
I love that confidence in that play right there.
3 deals with it allows Kellen to pick up.
Oh my! I love that confidence. That was cool.
This is all delaying Nightmare to some degree, though. Infected wants to push up and swing. No pin for him, though.
Honestly, a pretty solid reaction by NRG. They didn't, like, feel caught off guard by that. They just said, heck it, let's do this. Nightmare will still be able to push the cart, but like they didn't like overreact to it. You know?
Like that matchup here is Tree building up a rail.
That was good.
If he can find ahead, it's going to be everybody kind of hiding here for Nightmare. As
here we go.
see how they go around this corner, trying to get this Bastion in position. Right, Maywall players off. Ryan kind of charging in, getting the Bastion here. Putting down some big damage. But if you can kite this, right, then the Bastion becomes weak. You know there's a period of time where he's not going to be able to put out that big damage.
That Ryan shield's getting quite low. That's why Infected is giving some ground here.
Wait for it.
Need some time to regroup and make a fast push around this corner with the Hyper Ring.
And we'll see if
is it better to be more aggressive or passive on Ryan? It's all situational.
Bastion goes into the wheels mode. There's like a 10-second.
It's going to be a lot of shield holding for a bit. There's the... I don't know if that gets anybody, though. Because of the LOS in that corner, yeah. Good disengage. Oh, what a flank.
Oh, he got an ultimate as well. Okay, dude.
Oh, my. Scissors just popped off. Holy crap. And honestly, look at the ults now. Uh-oh.
See the dupes on the Maga over and over again. You get the dupe of the Bastion there. Big stuff there.
Good play. All right, so is this going to be one of the...
on the defensive side?
I don't know how it works. If you counter Juno ultimate with a Bastion ultimate, could that kind of counter it? Like, let's say they Juno ult in, and then you just use your Bastion ultimate on top of their Juno ultimate. They technically couldn't push in. Big slam alert! Is the heals too strong?
Well, I mean,
how much damage does Bastion ult do?
Inside of orbital ray. Not really needed there.
Yeah, Rack is popping off.
You have changes here for Nightmare. They're completely done with this. You're gonna have
so like
go over
300, so you can technically out damage the heal if you stack it, right?
The Queen's still pretty good. You're also getting very close to Blister. You probably don't have an opportunity to build something else.
I'm just wondering, like, you could technically play around that a little bit to where you can immediately like Bastion ult, and they'd have to disengage their own Juno ultimate. They switched off Ryan. Yeah, it wasn't working. They tried something. I like the idea, but... Okay, Juno ultimate in about 2 seconds, but they're going to have Queen ult, so... Great play by Admiral here. This is to prevent the play. So what they're doing is they're going Kiriko to basically, when they go in with their Queen ult, they're saving the cleanse for that. There it is, but it's too late. Yep. I gotta give credit. That Blizzard was necessary, by the way, chat. It's last team fight. Damn. So the reason why I actually like that play,
this Nightmare comes out
is because, like, what makes NRG so good is, think about this. They went Kiriko to be ready to counter the Queen ult. So what does Kellen do? Doesn't do what they predicted. Just sits on the ultimate and says, nah, I ain't doing this until they use their cleanse. Eventually, just because of what's going on, they have to use cleanse. Right? They have to use cleanse. So cleanse is used, right? Right? Cleanse is used, and then boom.
When I get back to university,
Queen ults in and wins.
Oh, buddy.
So...
What is going on with
still holdable for Nightmare. We saw, I forgot what team it was, do this yesterday where they held close for quite a bit and bought a lot of time. So if I'm Nightmare, you gotta hold close. I just think you need to create multiple team fights, or at least you need to buy time. You need to play like super close, I think.
They were just never able to break on through because once Bastion is back up and standing, the damage threat's not really scary. But then also you're working down the Rhine shield at the same time.
I don't know. Do they hold close for Queen? I don't think so. They might just play it at the corner.
Damage, so you just charge them down, right? You feel totally fine.
And even if they lose this, it's been a great match. Beautiful lack of Mauga. Oh, yeah.
I heard you personally.
Oh, yeah.
That's one.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Cussed in the back.
Might just see a life grip on Tree here out of spawn and then a switch back. But I'm open for a bit of magic.
I mean, we've seen. I mean, look, we've seen Lifeweaver on defense here. But, I mean, that's.
I mean, we've seen it. We used to see it a lot actually with the Farah comps. Give the Farah a platform so she never had to touch the ground. From Ents a couple times. Yeah. Again, not a lot.
A lot for Lifeweaver.
I'm editorializing. Oh my goodness!
Come on, man.
Oh, nice shot by Tree. There's the server admin. Well, there goes that strategy. Yeah, there goes the whole close idea.
At the start.
Oh, you give him that?
Nice headshot there from Tree. I mean, they're not like. I mean, you would have played probably the corner, right? But
Do I think this comp can work against Magma comps?
Yeah,
Well, Queen's been winning against Magma comps. So what energy isn't running here? They usually run Sombra, so yes, it can work. So you run the Sombra to basically EMP the Mauga ult, and then you use Queen to ruin the Juno ultimate by purple on them. So yeah, that's what Shock. That's why Shock's team comp is very interesting to watch. Good start there for Nightmare after having that like rough pick. That's a good start. That's the idea behind the strategy. So yeah.
Still have to deal with Seeker's sojourn at range. And an inherent advantage for the defenders here. So Nightmare able to recover after.
Should a Nightmare stick to Mauga? They look better, or Ymera, because their NRG wants you to play that comp. So they're trying to basically change up how things go. Like, yes, you can argue that's what they should do, but even
disrupt the shot there for Poke to see the torpedoes come through.
It's just not as easy for them to be able to.
Trying to get Kellen into
when you don't play against the comp, sometimes you have to like. Oh, that's tough. That's it. That's GG's. Should be GG's at least. Yeah.
Nothing to be done as NRG claim a comfortable second map.
Since the Sojourn's been brought out early.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's earlier, if I recall. Usually the Sunday, like the final days of events are earlier because they want to get the venue cleaned out. So everything has to go earlier. Does that make sense?
For our first flashpoint on New Junk City.
And I think for Nightmare to bounce back in this series, I think you're going to have to see Seeker start to like heat up a little bit, right? Win that long-range battle against Tree. Something's got to go right here for Nightmare early on. I also feel like in terms of like confidence. Right?
Well, I think the matches start at 3 a.m., but I'm going to be live an hour earlier. So
fashion, right?
that's why I'm going to be on at 2 a.m.
Over here in this first fight,
I'll do my best to at least.
Starts to set in.
Derek here goes for a focusing beam. It's just non-consequential damage to start with.
Yep.
Very much just exchange of pleasantries here. Tree has to slide out of the way there, maybe overextended for just a moment, but the fight's about to transition to the point here. Otherwise, NRG are going to get this for free. There's Seeker. Well, you invoked his name, Matt. You said he had to step up, but falling first to Scissors, whose echo today has been astonishing. Not great news for Nightmare fans, and Zera falls soon after.
Good trades there, but NRG is just winning every team fight. Like I said, I'm surprised that they just said, hey, let's keep mirroring. I just think, like, they're just playing into NRG's what they want. That's why I was like, maybe they switch something out. But, I mean, they you know, these players are very, very good, so they know what's going to be best for them as a team at that point. So mine's all just theory. Theirs is like they have the practice, they have the, you know, all the experience in the scrims, so I lean towards them knowing like what they want to do with the comp.
Oh, this is ugly.
Yeah, they actually see Seeker get hit by the knife, but the healing
This is rough. I mean, good news is Nightmare does have Juno ultimate now, so they're going to lead in with that if they want the point. A mistake I see so many teams make on this map. Uh-oh. Chat, get ready. They do not expect this. Good play. The mistake I was going to say that teams make is teams keep trying to force this first point with ultimates. So, like, it's one of those things where I watch these teams use their ult economy a ton, so thankfully that saved Nightmare from doing that. Obviously, you had an unlucky Juno ultimate timing by CJ there, but if we look at the comparison, it wasn't as big of a deal as it can be because CJ is really close to being able to like either match Ultraviolet's ultimate or be very close to it. So I'm glad that Nightmare saved their ult economy and didn't force that play. That was a very smart play by Nightmare because we've seen a few teams on this map already just like try to win that first point by hecking up their ults, and then they never can catch back up. So this is good.
Waiting in the wings here.
This is good.
Likely? Yeah, it's got to be a Queen Duke, really, if I look over the composition. See what it would be.
Queen's definitely the best. I would go no ults now. Shock recognizes this, and they're just going to back up. There's two options Shock has. Go all in to try to force one more ultimate or just back away. Either or is the correct play.
Tree to just kind of like build up some charge on the railgun. Oh, actually, he gets hit with a
Ooh,
knife and just
good
dragged
pick.
back
There you go.
in. So
This is really good for Nightmare so far, because they whenever you can win a point really early on like this and get a couple staggers like they just did, now you've minimized one team fight for Shock. There's the Queen out. I got to admit, one thing that Kellen does really well in this comp is Kellen just says, I'm not going to play this scared, I'm going in. There's a chance they actually can turn this fight. Nightmare, that is.
But Nightmare still have control. Zero wants his health pack now, and he'll get it, but he's under a lot of pressure.
Damn.
And he's going to have to step off here. Likely will be brought down.
Dude, Rack and UV have had a great series so far. That time, it's another rally there from Rack Attack, which is huge, keeps a lot of players topped up. Gives enough
You said
time
tomorrow's a 1 hour later start? Let me look at the schedule. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the matches start later tomorrow. Let me double check. I have the screenshot here.
For the Shock. You lose that one, Nightmare is close to tying it up.
Because the upper final starts at...
Overwatch League debut, a 5-player Bionade.
Oh, you're right. I was wrong.
He really exploded onto the scene.
Match starts at 6 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. I read the time zones wrong. Scratch everything I said. 6 a.m. Eastern.
Zero down early. Tree's able to find that. Disrupt the shot's coverage. And he's infected lining
I have a little small image that I was sent. It's like the text is like this big. So 6 a.m. So I actually can get a little bit more sleep tomorrow if I want to.
Yeah, and they're actually just gonna
6 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So we're good.
Tree.
Stagger. Infected doesn't like this.
And then the matches end sooner based off of the schedule. Like their finals will go live much earlier.
You're gonna have to give
there you go.
Unlikely.
Yeah, you're gonna be on. Yeah, you're gonna be on match flashpoint here for NRG Shock. Just
There you go.
like that.
My mistake on that one,
Starts
chat.
off good for Nightmare on that.
All right.
Then they're not able to get anything going.
I will say,
Control.
if it makes anybody who's a fan of Nightmare feel any better, I do see a lot of reverse sweeps, even in pro play, on Flashpoint. So, some good ult management, a couple like individual plays here, they can get right back into it. All right?
Still pretty darn good at keeping you nice and healthy. Oh, there it is, though. This is what I'm saying. And what a rampage there from Kellen.
I don't think that's a good start.
That's
not... okay, no, not a good start to that, but it's okay. It's all part of the plan, okay?
With the orbital ray, but then Kellen just used the
it's all a part of the plan.
Orbital ray for UV, and then Tree with the overclock. You just burn them down. I mean, there's no way you can run into that. And you're just in a really difficult situation, especially, Kellen's rampage doesn't be awesome, right? Connects with 2-3 players, and you're good to go.
I mean, that is very good against an Echo Sojourn composition, right?
Yeah, the plan, chat, okay?
With a Juno as well. Everyone really has personal mobility to get out.
Also, with the way this point is, you're going to take a lot of damage. Let's just kind of moving on to the point, right? So you're not going to get as many shots.
Dude, Queen here. Zera's able to hit the knife as well, causing so many problems for Kellen. And this is house money that he's playing with.
Huge.
Is good too. Attack doesn't even
there you go. There you go.
Yes, that's actually both rampages used, right? Infected and Zero's there.
Brigo, pretty even on Sojourn Ultimate. Oh, no. Did they just do what I think they try to do? Ah, damn.
Yeah, he's mad at himself about that one.
They were trying to stagger. They were trying to stagger the Juno, but then the Juno got a kill and almost got out. If CJ gets out there, or no, if Ultraviolet gets out there, then there's a chance that NRG just comes back and wins that. But thankfully they got the pick, and now it's going to be even again on this retake. If Nightmare wins this team fight, this is it for the point. So this is a very important team fight. If they can win this without having to use a Juno ultimate, this could be huge. They have to use Juno ultimate now. Not yet. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Do not use it. Do not use Juno ultimate. Because NRG is not going to use it either. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. That was best case scenario. That was best case scenario.
That'll be Nightmare taking a flashpoint. Finally.
So now they have.
Look, that's good honest Overwatch from Nightmare.
They know that. Okay, they know that Shock doesn't have Queen out, so we're gonna get a. Oh, but Shock has Sojourn out. I don't know how this is gonna go. I think Nightmare has to almost lead in with Juno ultimate unless they have a plan to give him the team fight.
Both orbital rays in action.
Tree, third overclock. CJ's got to respect it, but still gets the orbital ray off now. Tree just pot-shotting here into the mix of all of these Nightmare players who one by one
they do trade a couple, but I just don't think it's going to be worth it.
Decent pick off on Ultraviolet, but Tree does not care. He's the one yelling timber.
Yeah, orbital ray used for both teams here.
Timber.
Tree with that overclock being able to put down so much burst damage. But that's huge, right? With how fast the flash points tick up. You know, next time you're going to see that ultimate, it might be like at the end of the game.
Which team am I rooting for? I'm rooting for a good match.
Here, win that first fight, you're going to gain what? 30 or so plus percentage. You know,
okay.
Just off of a massive win there for the Shock.
It's a good win for Shock, but I think Nightmare...
Pretty much enough to get a flashpoint here. Kellen, okay, going straight away into this rampage.
I don't know if... do I dare say that wasn't a good spot for that? And Kellen still gets a pick? Damn. Honestly, that just ended up going down and Kellen making a good play. Because it felt like it was a little bit early and kind of left Kellen like out of LOS, still made a play.
Zera had to dupe there just to survive. To get rid of that anti-heal and bleed from Kellen's rampage. That's a waste. Not a waste, but it's a loss of ult.
I really like how the Shock has used that rampage, right? It's not been just kind of like waiting
All right.
to develop.
This Queen ult by Infected is very important. If it gets 2 or 3, they win the team fight. If it doesn't, that's good. They're going to get the Juno. Yep.
100% dead. Kellen caught by a knife. He's able to shrug off that anti-heal, but it's a 4-player contingent of NRG.
I mean, that was great.
That are going to have to concede control of the point for the time being.
Yeah, if you're Shock, jump on, get it to 99, die, you come back.
There's still a chance, chat.
And Nightmare needs to be perfect from here on.
You said a lot of cover, not too bad to use there. Only reason why I said the spot is because while there's a lot of cover, it goes both ways in that sense, right? You can also LOS your teammates because of that cover. It worked out fine. I'm just saying, like, that's where it could have went south for a second if they didn't get the kill. Because they could have turned around. It wasn't bad. It was like they would have liked a more open space for it, just because of that.
2 rampages in this fight, but one might be enough to get it done. Here comes Kellen on the approach.
Seeker's gonna ult in like 2 seconds. You have to. You can't wait. There it is. Going Brig. They know it. Or Juno. Nice by Seeker. Gets 2. If they all in the Echo, it's going. If they win this team fight, it's going to go to the 3rd round no matter what. Oh, but the counter!
Disintegrating. Who's going to benefit from this orbital ray right now? It's unclear. Tree's going to be knocked back here, but Shock still have to fight for this.
Oh my!
And Shock are pretty healthy here, right? You have Kellen, Tree, and Scissors.
I'm gonna be real with you. That should that I can't believe it's this close.
Back now, but just kept it alive for a time. It does flip. NRG are in control, and here comes a wrecking ball from Infected. Looks to drop him.
Oh my! Nightmare should have had that. Shock just clutched it straight up. Wow. Damn. You know, I will say, though, still a really good showing, in my opinion. Like, still a really good showing by Nightmare in this tournament. I still think going into next year, as long as Nightmare sticks together and keeps doing what they're doing, which they will. I mean, obviously, you know, you might have... They will be even better next year. Straight up.
One of the best highlights in Overwatch esports history. Sugar-free, TPing with the sim. They're out the gate.
Well, yeah, thanks for the 4 months of the Phoenix Master. Thank you.
So, Twisted Minds, we know what they're going to play, but Toronto bringing their own kind of a flavor here as well. TVNT Rose going to be happy with this matchup as well. Came into the team as the D.Va player, did so well.
You can earn drops if you're on mobile. Yep, as long as you have the screen open because your account's going to be in the chat, which would count as the drop. Yep. You absolutely can get it on mobile. Just put it on the charger and you'll be good to go. As long as it doesn't like get rid of the screen or whatever. Yep.
Of course, as expected, coming out with that Ashe and Pharah, but Toronto being able to bring out the rest of this dive comp with the Ashe.
I like this. We got D.Va. Now, I do want to point out again, D.Va matchup is not as good as
directions at once.
I'm not a huge fan of and I love playing D.Va, but Winston is just so good against D.Va nowadays. Because Blizzard has managed to make D.Va more paper-mache once the armor's gone. And D.Va can't chip away at armor, so yeah.
It's going to buy Toronto so much time. RuPaul is already built up to a nail boost.
Anyway.
Able to give that over to someone. like someone, and just make sure that Winston's going to be really
There you go. Yeah, you can do
powerful
audio
in
only
that
and lock the phone. There you go.
But
That
this
works.
is also why we get him getting a chance to see RuPaul on one of his own best heroes. That mechanical skill going to come in so handy versus his Slap Defara.
He said this seems so boring. Where's your Malga? Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't worry. These teams will play Malga. Don't you worry. This is just Ilios.
But it was actually TDNT that booped him off slightly, so this nano boost isn't even going to afford them any space.
No, it's completely wasted here, which buys a little bit more time for Toronto to figure out the next move.
Good nano.
He's gonna be having to deal
That's
with
going to maybe get the Ana. Yeah, definitely going to get the Ana.
Uh-oh.
Okay, got the Ana still.
Quickly dealt with.
Good job by Twisted Minds there. Go back to the point, get it. So, it won a team fight.
With only Sugar-Free left. It's going to be a hard battlefield to fight.
Oh, your podcast while you're
it's all good. A couple of instances by procs there by Bliss to heal up the rest of the team.
Is there a reason this map gets played so much? The dive concept. People like playing dive in this map. Toronto likes playing the Ana Brig Winston comp. It's really hard to run Malga here, so you don't have to worry about that like kind of counter issue. So a lot of teams like it here. Toronto's gonna wait for Winston. Winston's probably gonna dive into their backline and start ulting to force out Brig ult. It's worth the trade. So don't be surprised to see someone dive their backline, go in aggressively.
Getting protected by that Diva Matrix, but a bit of an awkward one.
There it is, forced out the Brig out. That's exactly what they wanted, but they also flipped the point, which is really bad for Twisted Minds. So, because the point flip is what's going to deny them that. Found the Diva here. See, like, you know it's like at a point now when a Winston dives a Diva, that's where we're at. So.
Has to sit laying in wait for the rest of the team to be able to back him up. As he looks to make this final approach, Toronto, though, holding that front line. Someone's already here to meet this Diva.
Self-destruct, Bob. The only real things I've got to work with right now. Overtime triggered by TVNT, but he's going disastrous.
You notice how the Diva's kind of just been there? I want to point out again, that's not because of a lack of skill or anything, it's because that's just Diva right now. You're just kind of there. You're like, hey, I can't do what Winston does, and oh yeah, there you go. Good job by Twisted Minds to take the fight back.
Someone's got to back up, though. Tanks a lot of that damage, is going to...
All right, ready for Nano Winston backline pressure with a counter Nano onto the Diva or the Pharah? Ready, set, go. Actually, I would Nano the Brig for survivability maybe, too, during this.
That is going to be a big source of damage you have to deal with.
They Nanoed Pharah. Okay. I didn't predict that good play. I expected more of an aggressive approach by Toronto with the... On the Winston with Nano? Okay, there it is. What a sleep. It's only 3 seconds, but that might be enough time. Nice job.
Someone now jumping to the point, tries to contest, but it will be Twisted Minds to actually end up capping.
Twisted Minds turn tail and run just a little bit.
Isn't Diva better at bursting than Winston?
Armor.
Look at the team comp that Toronto's on. Who are you bursting down? You're not going to be able to get to the Ashe due to the ability to back away with Conk. Right? You can't really get on the Tracer because of cooldowns. You can't get on Ana because of the Brig, and you can't get on Brig because of the Ana. So that leaves Winston, but Winston has a bunch of armor, so you can't do anything then either. See? That's why Winston is more of the go-to in this comp. So,
take the first round. Hey, you bring the Pharah, you bring the Ashe. Oh, we got a sharp shooter on our squad as well.
That's why.
Coming up clutch at the end.
Mara is still one of the best hit scans in the entire world, and that is the display of why. Being able to snipe out that Pharah from the skies, you have such great sight lines and great advantage.
That's exactly what I said. The Diva, in my opinion, the Diva-Winston matchup used to be a 50-50. A little bit more of like, if you time your bubbles correct, you can play this. Diva can burst you if you kind of make a bad play, etc. Blizzard has now shifted that to make it 70-30 in my opinion. 70% in favor of Winston, 30% in favor in Diva. Diva needs to wait for way more opportunities. Winston can kind of create more plays now. That's how I feel about it. So, yeah. Is there a screen in front of the teams the audience watches? Yeah, there's a screen. Yes. The players can't see it, but the crowd can. It'd be like probably above where they're stuck.
There from that Juno, and you look at this Malga being able to.
What about 69-31? If that makes Chad feel better.
That Tracer might
no Hog on well. Yeah. If they played Hog on well, I'd be like, what are we in a ranked game in like 2016?
On block.
Yeah, I mean it's such a dominant position.
Nice pick.
What? Okay.
Like,
RuPaul is dead. RuPaul was in main, just took a couple of shots from Quartz or Lambda, and that's what we kind of expect, right? Quartz or Lambda chunking down the backline, and then the
I know it's still played, but it's just like I barely see Hog on the map nowadays. Nice boop. See ya.
Oh, a little boop as well. Okay, you're pretty happy with that one. And this is the space they want to control. All right, Merritt just goes for the reset. As soon as you have Merritt,
Oh, I know you see Hog all the time in Silver Bronze. Absolutely.
So hard for
Oh, I know. I watch with my spectators here. I get to see all the comps. It's cool.
Where Quartz and Lambda position themselves.
Says something about your ranked teammates when they go Hogger. It's really not a bad pick. I'm just memeing it. It's not. If you can hit your hooks and you're in a ranked game, it probably is going to work.
Take the next approach. We got Vega on the Lucio, so a little bit easier to get in, but even before Toronto get back to this point, Lambda has sniped out another player.
Pretty annoying fighting the far at that angle.
Yeah, I mean, this is why this comp is really good for Twisted Minds here. What Twisted Minds decided is it's not really worth trying to counter what they're doing, so why not just go Mauga here, play Mauga more as a survivability tool?
And if you peek out, then you might
So like you use Cardiac Overdrive to help your teammates and like basically peel. So you notice how normally when you watch the Mauga comps, it's about aggressing in. Twisted Minds likes to play this type of comp, so what they want to do in this situation is kind of slow play it and use the Mauga as almost like a third support. I know that sounds kind of weird, but basically you use Mauga as like a peel tool. And it gives time for their teammates to pop off.
Here from RuPaul, able to gift that over to someone.
That's why if you look at Mauga's ult charge, it's at 65%. If we're watching Mauga versus Mauga right now, Mauga would be on like the third ult rotation already.
Almost ready with their own DPS ultimate, so a lot of ways to be able to fight this.
Orbital rate, wow, that is an extremely defensive orbital rate, but someone just gets blown up, even in Primal Rage. I mean, 5 players looking at you with the damage. Yeah, you're gonna die.
All right, here we go.
Do anything. All right. Double DPS ult, Twisted Minds. Ideally for them, they don't end up using these ultimates right now. Sugar-free dodging out of the way, but actually gets the nano boost, chasing down.
Sorry on ad time in chat, it just popped up, I saw.
The barrage, it scores 1 kill. TBNT's gonna get another, and Sugar-free, that nano, it's good, but the range you're fighting Quartz, it's just not enough to get that 1 clip.
Good job by Twisted Minds to take that, though.
RuPaul dead to the bob.
Very good job.
That's a good fight for Twisted Minds. They've still got Rally, they've still got Cage, and Toronto Defiant.
Yeah, I should have ran an extra one during the
downtime. Just get walled off by this Cage. It's gonna
That's on me.
frame perfect. Vega very
All right, Twisted Minds has Mauga Ultimate Brig Ult versus Beat. Yeah, Twisted Minds should win this team fight. Whenever they make their aggressive beat play, you just counter with your Mauga Ultimate as a defensive tool, and then you just farm some kills. Eva is okay here for Toronto, by the way, because it's better against Mauga. Or Farah and Mauga. Damn, they actually hecked up. Still winnable though. I don't think it's. Yeah, there it is.
Try and fight in this small corridor, but RuPaul and Vega are down. Those supports available
there it is.
For Toronto Defiant. Rally deployed, as well as that Cage. OT situation for Toronto. They've got players alive. They can go for touches here. You can see Sugar-free ducking in and out. Has to hit the recall, but they need backup.
Diva can touch next.
Someone's coming back on the Diva. That's going to be one way they get back into this. RuPaul and the Juno as well. So much speed.
Of course, it's been found by
Good job by Toronto delaying point here, but I think they're running out of steam.
Seconds, he gets taken down. A swift headshot from Quartz. This doesn't end up getting pooped off the map, but I think it's too little, and it's way too late.
All right. Twisted Minds takes that side of it. Now we're on to Ruins.
Tying up this map.
On to Ruins, chat.
Pretty decisive one. One of the best arenas for that Ashe and that Farah to function when you know you have these great corners to play around. A little bit more exposed, though, as we head over to Ruins to settle the score on Ilios. And maybe Toronto hovering over a couple of changes. Remember that Toronto is one of the most flexible rosters of players that we have. Someone able to play any single tank in the roster. Sugar-free and Merritt as well, just so capable on those flex DPS and hit scan respectively.
Cringe, thanks to the tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Thank you. Appreciate it. And the 2 months of that. Appreciate it.
Emongg is Emongg is Emongg.
Merritt's going to do the same thing. Yes, okay. Getting the Widow duel. Merritt versus Quartz. Even a lot of the Korean players, especially when Quartz started really blowing up, especially in Hiimishie, saying he's one of the more scary hit scan players to actually face. His aim so crisp, but Merritt definitely on the same caliber.
They can go head
Widow
to head
versus
with
Widow.
Sugar-Free.
The server admin versus server admin.
Out with that Widow 1v1.
Let's see what
They're
happens.
able to go in and give Merit a little bit of support to be able to take out that Widowmaker in Quartz.
Yeah, I mean, look at this positioning. Quartz knows exactly that. Sugar-Free can be there to kind of subdue Quartz, and then Merit gets a free angle. TVNT is easily taken advantage of.
Nice play. Good patience. Good job by Toronto. That was a very slow approach to everything. Like, nothing happened, and then everything happened at once. Good play.
There was a whole different battle happening in the front line. TVNT was like 10
Yep.
HP. And then you get that huge slash through from Sugar-Free while Toronto had already taken over the point.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Nice shot by Merit. Like, that was just good.
Go on, my son.
One more.
Good cover. Little things like that you don't even realize. Like, when Merit went up in the air there, Merit's only isolate, like, it's basically isolated in one side, so the grapple, like, Quartz can't get Merit unless Merit's on the other side of that. Well, that was like just a clean, like, sequence.
Eric's going to be acutely aware of that. Looks like TVNT.
Now we get a huge Mauga battle.
Or at least try to.
Ooh.
Body shot from Merit.
You can tell the amount of respect that Quartz and Merit have for each other because the way they play is like they play very like they both know they're very good at Widow, so it's like just a matchup, right?
Oh, you're in the driving seat in the Widow duel. You just have to worry about the grapple, which is coming in a second.
Yep.
Yeah, but already has that avenue on lock. Really great vantage point. Good.
Twisted Mind's going to be aggressive soon. I don't think they're going to let them get space.
Now that you can utilize just with
They might try to save Mauga ultimate for Blade. They might already think Sugar-Free has Blade because of that start. So
Merit could open this up.
here we go.
Got good angle. Well, they know exactly where Merit is now standing. Oh, there's the orbital raise.
So we have a Venn diagram on point.
Cage is destroyed pretty rapidly as Vega just swinging through.
There you go.
Leaving them down. They can get another.
Pretty much even on ults. Pharah ult versus Blade. I take Blade. Quartz just got 2.
Double kill for the Widow, but good luck against someone on the Mauga.
I mean, I think Twisted Minds gets the free point because of that, right?
Not nearly enough point presence to be able to deal with that.
I think they'll be able to go over there like.
Great fight. Twisted Mind's able to get
Nope,
the
never
score
mind.
Just a little bit in those final moments, but Toronto have full control. Looking at that.
How 2 players have slowed down the match because of Widow. The server admin. Imagine that in a ranked game.
Yeah. Trying to get an angle is going to be tough. Blade comes in. Quartz down.
Good Blade.
Hunting, searching for his next target. Labs. Oh, what a reflect!
Sugar-Free popping off with the Blade.
2 kills for Sugar-Free.
That's a.
Rally ends up coming in for Bliss.
No, it makes sense because of the percentage. That rally, it makes sense.
Yep. Running away with this. Look at this small room.
Yeah, so that rally looked like you saw the rally initially. The reason why the rally was like that was because if they die there, they won't be back in time. The Brig Out will get no effect anyway, so why not take the chance? Like, why not take the chance of like having the Brig Out make it value? So close first match though. Happy Saturday. Hello, how's it going? Heck yeah. Really good start there. Really good start there though. Good match. We went to 3 rounds, like I said. This is going to be a lot closer than people expected, and I think that first round was proof of that. I'm going to go to the bathroom really quickly, hit the follow button if you haven't, and I'll be right back, chat. All right, appreciate y'all.
It's being played.
Mute. Thanks
Very
for
good
the prompts up. Thank you. All right, what do we got here? We got King's Row. Okay.
Just Matrix the
And James.
the Mauga.
Thanks for that for your prompts up. Thank you.
It's not
Appreciate it,
a
buddy.
long ability anymore. It used to be last for
All right, here we go.
If you just stop all that damage going through, he can't heal himself. Gates unlocked. Twisted Mind. With Quartz on the Widow. Ooh, okay. See if TVNT wants to change. Doesn't look like it, at least for the time, as they try and make that cross.
Taking their time. Twisted Minds don't want to overextend here. They want to wait for these cooldowns to be active. And they know that they have to pick a lane. Toronto to fire a spread out all over this defensive point. There's still going to be a lot of this damage front to back before we end up seeing Twisted Minds maybe take out somebody with this Widowmaker.
Good nade too. I mean, RuPaul is very free in the sky right now.
It's interesting seeing the D.Va here. So I do want to point out the D.Va here is good against Mauga. Like, you basically can kind of heck up the cardiac overdrive. D.Va can get shredded in this comp, though, if you take a little bit too much damage. So it's interesting to see. Obviously, the game slows down a little bit when you wait on the Widow here to just sit here and make picks all day long.
Knows exactly where Merit is. Merit in a very defensive position. Here, body shot, so now Merit has to back off. And,
seeing a bit more server admin now this game.
Force the Widow to back. Yeah, good luck holding on to the point.
I'll be honest with you. I think Twisted Minds wants him to play Widow. I think Twisted Minds wants this all day, every day.
Any sort of pick is going to be
So
tremendously impactful for Twisted Minds. You have the option to push forward when you do get those picks. Merritt, though, with a really nice back on.
You can see Quartz knew that grapple was coming and was just waiting for it.
Saw that one coming. Hit them in the head too.
You can see it. That's why he kept aiming up and down, because he knows the grapple spots. Yep. This is this is a relatable game right here, Chad. This is my rank game.
Get a kill, get a pick, get something. Look at that cardiac overdrive as well. Nice.
Think about this, chat. This is a Widow in pro play, where you have some of the best positioning and best players. Right? Now imagine this in a ranked game. This is what I go up against all day long.
Kicks like that, then you know you can keep cycling through with that momentum.
Right.
That's why we call the Widow the server admin.
Passive angles. Doesn't put as much threat on the enemy team.
Got the sights activated here from both of our Widows.
Oh.
So hang on.
They're going to wait until it runs out, then quick jump. Quick jump. Oh, not quite. I was hoping it.
The game of chicken.
Not to be. Unfortunately for someone.
Twisted Mind's just rolling right now.
That's a cage.
If someone's gonna go Queen here, I think you would want to go Sombra too, right? Are we gonna see a Sombra swap after this?
Unfortunately, Brilliance isn't getting deployed by Vega, but he's already so low. Look at these rockets raining death from above.
I think we posted something about
that shield.
Hazard on my second channel. I don't know the. I haven't looked. I'll be honest with you. We've been vibing.
Lose control of this game.
Yep.
Twisted Minds now with 5 minutes.
That is a lot of time for this third point. That is so much time. They still have this barrage as well as this rally. And we're seeing Toronto almost make some panic.
All right, here we go.
We had someone switch over to the Junker Queen just a couple of fights ago. Vega's now on the Zenyatta.
Oh, body shot. All right, okay. Got reflected too. That was lucky. Vega's actually on the Zen now of all things. I'm a lucky
Hi,
boy.
bud.
Zenyatta against this comp, very nice. So much damage comes out from the Zen, and the Malgrass play a little bit more.
Brigo. Toronto's going to use Juno ultimate in about. Never mind. Still might have to. Yep, there it is.
Quartz really showing up now. Both DPSs though, one on each side. Have to trade it. Raptors go down. But Quartz still in a good spot. Oh, spots the side of his body. Someone does end up.
That's going to do nothing.
But really is kind of an escape tool there.
That was literally what it was.
But that was about it.
We have a Zenyatta now.
Respawns are back though.
I mean, this is just going to be a straight up Juno ultimate in like 2 seconds after they pop walls to get vision of where they're at.
Quartz is hunting for another
They're going to go in. Yeah, as soon as that side pops, we want to get rid of that. I see a reflect damage there.
Good play though. Still a really good play. Nice job by Toronto there. They're just going to go all in now to try to get like a kill, and then if they get rolled, but they built some else. Good play by Toronto.
Good kill from Vega as TVNT just dives on in. That's a big ult for Toronto to fight to get out of Twisted Mind. No rally, no cage, no orbital ray. They've only got the barrage.
I got some good news for. Well, the thing about for Twisted Minds though is third point is a Widow point. So all it takes is one pick by Quartz here, and then the point starts to change a lot. So
Vega also has the Transcendence. I also think this is
I like streaming Alan, that's why.
Deal with something like the barrage. You can't actually out-heal everything, but it still gives you a good amount of grace.
Ooh. Merritt almost got jump shot there. 15 seconds. Just wait it out. You know he's going to hit the shot if you do peek your body.
Is Farah's really underrated right now? Farah's good. I agree.
The defensive angle.
This is a lot of damage. I mean.
Wow. Okay. Merritt hasn't got grapple now, so Quartz can play a little bit more aggressive. But he's still trying. Looks like Merritt is still trying.
There's the Zen ult. Okay, they're probably going to kill Quartz with the Zen ult. They're going to all in.
Give it a fair old try trying to get into the back line. I mean, Quartz is under just an immense amount of pressure.
So chat, remember whenever I'm playing ranked and everybody says dive the Widow, that's all you got to do, just dive the Widow. Why aren't you diving the Widow? Quartz survived that.
For Merritt to settle the score, kill Blister MCD, but they're not going to give him a chance.
Quartz almost acted as bait right there. You were talking about Lada being able to get an angle with that barrage, and that
Quartz survived that, chat. I want you to know that.
Twisted Minds with an orbital.
And it wasn't because of a Juno ultimate. It wasn't because of a Brig ult.
Be able to finish out the map here.
I just want to point that out.
Get what he wanted, but he knows where Quartz roughly is. Still hiding all the way at the back.
I'm telling you, chat.
Available for Bliss, so maybe they take this one a little bit slow, but can't do that if Merritt's just constantly peeking with that grapple.
Okay, there's a trade. They can still go in here. Twisted Minds is going to have I think Twisted Minds. This is a tough one. I can't really call who's gonna take this. I think in theory, Toronto has an advantage purely because of the Discord orb. Oh no, never mind. Excellent job there by. That's the one thing I didn't take into account was being able to prevent that Queen ult by using Mauga ult. Great play. That was a good play. I didn't even think about that at the time. Even that, I didn't even think about that. Basically, they use the Mauga ultimate to stop the Queen from being able to counter their ultimate. Does that make sense? So the Queen can't use the mobility there, so the Queen can't ult. So you just go in and ult first before the Queen can. So you can't rampage, and then that's it. It doesn't even stop the momentum. You can literally have Cage prevent you from using it, and that's what happened. So by the time the Queen could actually use it, it was already too late based off of the survivability of the rest of the team.
That's a really big deal. Just based
great
on
play.
how close this series has been so far.
Great play.
Very, very slow as well. Slow and tempered.
See what Quartz does.
Yeah. Could go the Ashe, could go the Widow again. It's really awkward here because you're on the defense, so you can't really make hot swaps.
Maug is good against Queen,
very well on the King's Row game
but Queen is good against Juno. Does that make sense? And then that's why NRG runs the Sombra, because Sombra is good against Mauga, and that prevents Mauga from getting the full value against Queen. Get what I'm saying? That's why Shock specifically runs Sombra in that comp, to basically prevent that issue from happening. Basically, they save EMP for Shield, or for Cage, so that way if Cage is used, the Sombra can EMP it, and then the Queen can get value, so they can't stack those ultimates. That's why they do that. That's why I said, I remember when earlier I said, is Sugar Free gonna go like Sombra? That's because if they're gonna run the Queen, the Sombra would make sense, because then that way it would prevent that from being an issue. So if they had a Sombra there, they would have EMP'd the Cage, and then you would have had the Queen out get the value, and that's a way different team fight. So
Vegas has some big carry performances with those captive stuns as well. So if you're looking for explosive damage, you are looking for Vega to be able to build that up.
Really good shot to start.
Yeah, tough spot. I mean, Quartz, you saw him flanking with Bliss. Just having that.
Damn. The Toronto has a Yari? Yeah, I think it's just to take off angles with damage.
I'm not sure you're welcome here. Not in this back line. And yeah, I mean, you see Sugar Free, he's trying to actually get on top of Twisted.
I guess, you know what confuses me about this? It's like, I don't think they need to change up too much. They just, the success right now against the way Twisted Minds plays is to be really aggro against them. Like, you can't slow play into it. Yeah, that makes sense as to why Merit's going this now. Now you have basically an all-in comp.
So Vega's gonna make that switch.
This makes more sense now.
They try again. No ults just yet. MCD close to this orbital ray though, as well as Quartz to the mob.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's too slow to be able to make the play happen. Yeah.
Speed ring through Hotel. That railgun shot going a little bit wide, and RuPaul already goes down. Someone is trying to chase the back line.
There you go.
Get them out through that choke. They're doing trading the Junos there, so it's just Brig.
Yeah, the Juno trade is not going to be good for them because of the
a small little curse as Vega ends up going down.
Regroup.
But a scrappy fight. Bob's still available from Quartz, so they can still hold it down. But Merit with a good shot. A railgun.
That was a really good reactionary Bob, because that should buy time for Twisted Minds to get out and then be able to retake this efficiently. Yeah, they put Quartz on Tracer so Tracer can touch, because Quartz just used Bob anyway, so you're not really giving up ult charge there. You have Tracer tap the point, which is why Quartz hasn't blinked once yet. Triple blink to point. Give Mauga time. Here comes the point touch from Tracer. Gets on the back line in the meantime, recalls out. Now you have all your cooldowns. Good job by someone to get the kill on Pharah. Quartz does a good job of using Juno ultimate. It looks like should go in favor of Toronto, but I think it ended up being a good fight for both teams. Got a couple outside of Toronto. Built a couple ultimates, so now Quartz is going to go back to Ashe or Widow. There's Ashe. Yep.
You got this blade to be able to open up this next fight. Cage as well if you want to pair those two ultimates together. And Sugar Free
Cringe, thanks for the gifted sub. Thank you.
Get that backline access. Looking at Quartz, shutting down all of that hit scan for Twisted Minds. They're waiting around the corner though.
And now they have Blade.
Now they're going to make the move. Slowly pushing. Hard for Lab to get a big barrage here. A lot of the time you're going to see it coming unless you go over the buildings, but there's the speed ring in. There's the blade. He's going to try and match the power in the skies. Lab unleashes the power.
That was interesting. The only reason why I say that was interesting is because I get going for the Pharah, but if you use your dash reset on the Pharah and nobody else, these need to be uploaded on YouTube. But yeah, I'm surprised they're not already. I thought they were going to be up already, but maybe today you'll get the first set of matches.
Right there.
Probably, yeah. I think today you'll get it.
Everybody wishes they could have that pocket support.
Because yesterday was Hazard, so it made sense to have the Hazard match, the Hazard stuff go up first. So I think today you'll start to see the commentary stuff go on the second channel.
It's so vulnerable, especially to something like that railgun shot from Merit.
Cage on the corner for someone. Focusing TVNT. It looks like the rest of the Twisted Minds are going to dive on in the cage, but it's actually Laughter and MTD that go down.
But yeah, I was surprised they went for the Pharah just because of the dash reset. Because like when you use the dash reset to get the Pharah, if you don't get the kill, the blade is wasted. That's what happened.
Not too bad because your respawns aren't too far away.
Is Hazard good? Hazard's fun,
Big is going to be able to get back before we see this payload out cruising around this corner. Has the rally, orbital raid. There's a lot that Toronto can throw at this next fight. I'm looking at Merit's overclock to see if this can actually solidify the second point for them. There are not many shields outside of that Bliss Brig.
That is scary. An orbital raid, overclock, an over raid. A lot of ultimates coming up for Twisted Minds, however. A speed ring forward for Toronto to find, as well as that overclock being popped.
Twisted Minds is going to have ults now. They're going to be able to contest the point. There's the ults, but I think that they're going to be able to try to Pharah ult it. Yep, there it is. And then if they can build Mauga ult in time, they're all in this. Twisted Minds, I don't think they're going to win this.
Bob's also kind of destroying the front line, but there's just too much healing.
Toronto's happy with that. They got out ults, so they're happy.
That was still for a little bit longer, but that will be.
Also, the reason why, do you notice that someone was just standing next to the Bob right there? Did y'all notice that? Someone was doing that to not only take the aggro from Bob, but to be able to get a little bit of ult charge built towards their next Juno ultimate. You take a little bit of damage there. That's the whole idea. Because the team fight's already won, so why not be able to get some ult charge? Mauga ult time, get ready. Deflect's done, there it is. Once the deflect was used, it was an easy hit of the button.
Resulting in a kill onto Vega, and now they can push, all the way to spawn. Trick-free just dying on the point.
Yep.
Trying to reset as quick as possible.
That's what they wanted. Twisted Minds actually. So the reason why TVNT right there is taking a little bit of poke damage, that's the build-up Juno ultimate. That's literally why they're doing that, because they know they might have a slight advantage. So this little poke damage here is like, oh no. Oh no! Right, like they're fine with that. It's all a part of their plan. They know they're down in ultimates right now, so they're gonna brig out this to at least force out both. They might even say brig out.
There's the rally. Lapta already dead. Blade popped. That rally.
Worth it.
Bliss was the main focus.
They're okay with that. The only.
Oh, there was a ton of them from Sugar Free. And like you're right,
I think Toronto could snowball this. The Bob alone is going to be able to prevent some pressure on him.
Altogether, we hit the rally that overheld the.
We'll see though.
Disgusting amount of healing and damage, but not enough.
Totally backfired. You gave
MCD has ult.
Complete free reign with those slashes.
There's the Bob.
Here's the Bob from Merit.
Yep.
Oh, and Lapta's already dead.
Yeah, because I mean, what is Lapta going to do in this spot? Now you're gonna have. Ooh, this timing might work out for them.
Him a couple of times
nope.
there. TVNT dead.
We're going to get Juno ultimate in about 3 seconds from Toronto. There it is. And then brig out if need be. We're going to the other half here.
And now they can just play in the rain. It's all Toronto there on that push.
There you go. Yep. Good play.
1 minute and 3
Good play.
Could not be closer on Kings Row.
Yeah, those time banks are so similar. Twisted Minds finishing in a minute and 19 seconds. Very little wiggle room between these two teams. And also very little time for them to be able to look at these next rounds. Toronto
this is so close.
Up to bat first.
Remember when before the match I said Toronto is going to have a slight advantage, but Twisted Minds is going to play a lot better than people expect?
I'm looking at Quartz and Merit.
Have we been wrong about that yet in this match? It's been a 2-to-1 Koth or a control, and both teams capped with about a minute and change left. So,
Twisted Minds opting for the same thing.
Can they draw? Even technically, yeah. If both teams got no ticks here, absolutely both could draw. Yes.
I don't think we're going to see Vegas swap over to the Alari, sadly, but it's not enough time, really.
You like
to get a hitbox actually working. Pressure the Pharah somewhat, pressure the Juno, pressure a lot of things. Like
look at watching the game.
Body shot just kind of combo with your other DPS, but way more of a risky pick. Brig, so much safer.
Oh, can they draw? Well, they can draw a map, yes.
Really tough one.
It would just mean that that's why it's the reason why it's called first to 3 and not best of 5 is because of that aspect. Does that make sense? So instead of usually if you're watching a tournament, they'll call it best of 5 because there's no draws available. But because you can draw in Overwatch, they have to call it first to 3 in case there is a draw.
They stick to it as Sugarfree also looks for a
That's why.
for this deflect. Look at it, just running on the back.
Nice pass to Bliss to try and get out of harm's way.
Yep.
Look at the completely split. Labja trying to play a little bit of defense right now, but TVNT is split from the team. Labja in this close quarters, though, doesn't get taken down, but he takes one with him.
I still think, I'm going to be honest with you, I actually really like that play by Toronto. I really like that play because that enables 2 fights.
But here comes Quartz as well. And it's a risky strategy for Toronto to find. Hey, that's fine. You can build up ult charge, but you haven't got any time left. So
that's how you play against that comp. You don't, well, you can't, you don't have the wiggle room of like a 4-minute timer to slow play the first point. So why not just run in and surprise them? It was just a great disengage by Twisted Minds and a good reaction. But now they have another team fight, and that's why I didn't mind that. So.
Merit wants to make this wrap, has the teleport to be able to try to get behind them.
Quartz again. Enemy number 1 for Toronto to find. Twisted Minds happily enough to just 180 and kill someone. Just LOS out of the range of his healers.
Not bad.
Merit could do some damage here. Sure, he's nearing this ult, but is he going to be able to survive through this Juno? Absolutely
Damn.
not.
All right, Twisted Minds holds it. So can Toronto force the draw?
Full hold on point A.
Can they force the draw? Let's find out.
1 minute and 19 seconds to get 33%.
Very risky strategy that Toronto tried to run with. With the Reaper, your entire goal is to try to walk over that back line.
Where can you see the schedule? Probably in the esports website.
Like
they also show it on the stream from time to time.
On the same page in terms of how aggressive to take those pushes. So Twisted Mind's able to turn around, get someone out of the picture, and then turn focus onto the rest of the team as they were trailing behind. 1 minute and 19 though, it really isn't that big of a difference unless you take a look at maybe getting just a hair of a smidge of another attempt.
All right.
It's like 1.5 maybe, depending on how long the fight ends up going.
Yeah, I mean that was just honestly Twisted Minds disengage was so good.
It's a risky attempt.
Cats are great. Thanks for the 13 months of the Phoenix Press. I can't disagree with that one.
All right. Same kind of thing they ran on the first defense.
Oh no! Oh no! Sorry, chat.
And this is the thing with the
It didn't even show me that it was going to be
getting a pick fairly early with the Widow. Very quick for Twisted Minds to reset. But if it's like halfway through a fight, good luck.
You'll see what I'm talking about in a second.
One of you to come back. It kind of forces positioning too, both with Bliss and MCD.
Usually it tells me if there's going to be a thing, and it did. Yep. All right, here we go.
With a shield to help MCD cross.
Is it a draw? It would be a draw, yes.
Yeah, but Toronto is still
there it is.
So much responsibility on Merit to be able to get these picks with the Widowmaker. And with Twisted Minds on the attack, they can see this and just switch courts over to the Widow as well. So Merit has to get these picks.
Right. Full wrap around into the choke. Was spotted, of course. Widowmaker shot. Leaving behind a tracer round.
I mean, this is Twisted Minds is going to make it one team fight.
Slightly more predictable movement when you don't have your little thruster back.
Ooh.
Body shot's good for a little bit of damage, but slowly but surely. Now it's one fight for Twisted Minds.
Well, it's always going to be one fight. They don't want to take it aggressively. The comp they're playing is a slow comp. Rap, thanks to the 70 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Heck yeah.
Still alive, still fighting.
Glad to hear that. Let's go.
One more shot on this.
Of course, he's going to switch over to the Widowmaker, though.
Has to land a shot.
He's hunting for it.
Sugarfree right now.
Ooh, nice Venom mind pick.
Sugarfree can just jump on him whenever he so chooses.
That's why Quartz is playing so far back.
He's waiting for someone to peek, but I don't think that opportunity is actually going to come. All right, Sugarfree joined the rest of his team once again. Bliss under a lot of fire, but Labra actually finished off with the Genji. TVNT still going super low.
They traded. I think it might be it. I think Twisted Minds is taking this.
It's all on Merit now, but Quartz says absolutely not.
Oh my. Did we get some Blakey's in the chat for D-Rock with a 10 gifted? Thank you, D-Rock. I appreciate it. Thank you. Remember what I said earlier, chat? Thank you for the 10 gifted. I appreciate it. Remember what I said earlier? I said this wasn't going to be a 3-0.
On the Diva.
All right, here we go.
Doors unlocked. Labda on the May. I wonder if this is just a quick wall off, potentially.
So remember, they run on the D.Va because they don't really want to play Winston. I get that. I mean, I would play D.Va in this situation too rather than Winston because I'm not good at Winston.
Well, Labda just has limited opportunities to
Sports actually isn't even playing with him.
Maybe makes a little bit more sense
So
to try to go
they're running May
for this
cast to play more
get
like a
the
bunker
slow
style.
and freeze
How do I
with
like
your
Super Revive? Oh,
primary
it's great.
fire, and
We have
then
another
also
sponsor
have
section
that
today too.
high ground
It'll be fun.
access with the wall.
You can still get the ad revenue from Turbo? Yes.
They need this under the car wash.
Yep.
That is where they will be strongest. Oh, what a nade from RuPaul. It's the backline and Quartz.
Wow.
Oh, MCD and Bliss.
What a nade.
Bright
Good play.
purple. Yup. There you go. What a nade from RuPaul there. That's exactly what they want. They want Twisted Minds to force themselves into car wash. RuPaul can set up with a nade. TVNT needs to eat every single one, or they fear just getting wiped and maybe even held on this point. Yana just so unbelievably strong here.
And your defense matrix is still a limited resource for everything else. You have this.
All right, here we go. It's time. You got D.Va. Like I said, the D.Va against the Winston. I'm not.
MCD antied again. RuPaul being rather cheeky, was actually hiding.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to. Twisted Minds wants to run like a bunker style map control comp. Toronto recognizes this and they want to just honor grenade them as much as they can to force plays. That's why Twisted Minds is running this, because they just don't have the ability to run Winston the way that Toronto does. So they need to get a little bit creative to get through the first point. To get through the first point.
To get healed. Oh, that's a big wall.
So.
Almost to help Merritt get a kill there. There's the stick, hits the shield, does some damage, but that's it. Sugarfree still holding on to this payload, though, as Twisted Minds try and find the wraparound onto the high ground.
Yep. Now they got the high ground, but they have to watch the honor grenade. They fell down and disengaged, but that should actually be a free kill, I was going to say. That's all they needed. Now they can get the car control and then isolate them out on the retake. So, how did the Cassidy get up there, or Maywall?
That positioning now, that high ground has been broken. Twisted Minds can look at finishing out this first point. Another life here for TVNT with that D.Va bomb, but you also have so much sustain with this rally as this Blizzard.
TVNT just getting up in the face of RuPaul, getting a little bit personal there. Dave comes in, hits Labda, high noon, Blizzard popped from Twisted Minds. The fear of the Winston, I suppose.
The Winston made it. Time to nano the Winston again.
The end of his primal rage, he is gonna get
There's the Brig out, the nano on Winston. Twisted Minds is probably going to get rolled here in a second. Yeah.
As well, and this AoE damage coming from someone is just insane. It's already 50% towards another ult. A Sugarfree finishes.
They're staggering May.
And yeah, that's a bit of a stagger. Couple of extra seconds bought.
So Toronto has a couple ultimates. They're good ults, but they're not going to be great.
The fact that someone's
so,
have maybe even
what is the most played map in the tournament?
Out long enough. It's a really big deal. Sugarfree has another.
Probably Ilios and King's Row.
Another high noon for Merritt. Labda has switched over to the Pharah, though they're really looking for more of this one-shot potential.
Which I have no problem with King's Row gameplay. King's Row's a classic. Nice start. They know there's no sleep now, so D.Va can be more aggressive on their approach.
A weird rock to heal. So RuPaul didn't. He had a full LOS.
Huge pick, though. Now they can start spamming out the Honest. The Honest is going to be susceptible to this. They know this Pulse Bomb coming, but...
For the Pulse Bomb, however, MCD in this fight gets one clip into it, maybe a second. Oh!
Wow.
Sugarfree takes one with him, and now he's putting pressure on Bliss. Bliss cannot peek right now. And with 10
okay, they got out. Yeah.
Merritt is back in the action. Sugarfree's done it again. Bliss dead. Quartz down. 5 seconds to go. Who's here? It's only TVNT without a self-destruct.
Yep.
That ain't happening. He gets another touch.
It won't matter.
And Toronto defiant.
I mean, this is why Toronto wants to play this map, right? This is why Toronto wants to play this map, because it's a dive-centric map. Twisted Minds has proven they have not. They don't have the comp yet to play against dive, and they don't have a Winston. So because they don't have somebody who can really go in there and play Winston, they're forced onto D.Va, which, as I've explained to chat, D.Va is much weaker against Winston now than at any point. So because they're weaker against Winston, this is the results you're seeing.
It just forced Twisted Minds into these really awkward positions, putting Labda on the.
It's just the D.Va is not the same as before because Blizzard has made sure D.Va isn't as good.
Pressure from this Toronto comp
in pretty much every way.
But then even at the end of the day, when Labda goes, okay, maybe I just have to play the Pharah. was a little too late.
Yeah, Winston is still S tier in certain scenarios. Obviously, Maug is going to be a little bit ahead right now based on just the comps, but Winston's really good. Yeah.
I mean, think about Labda and the May pick at the very start. Like,
Winston ignores armor. Exactly.
He ends up throwing it down to try and stop someone who was primaling. Leaves on a pretty small cooldown when you're primaling, so he just jumps out. You can't pin down Sugar Free.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, you also have to remember that someone is a very rare type of tank player who has like a hero pool across the board. So it makes it a lot easier for Toronto to be able to make those changes.
10 seconds till the gate unlocks. So you Twisted Minds, they're running the May again.
They are running the May again, and
someone has the ability to play pretty much every tank at a high level.
To get this attack. Yeah, May much better on the defense. You have
no idea how Hazard will perform in matches or scrims yet. It's still too early to tell. But that doesn't change anything from the hero being extremely fun.
Someone just kind of scouting a little bit. It's like, okay, they've got the May again. How do we actually want to approach this? Sugar Free on the Tracer, and so we're still seeing a run back here from Toronto. Merit on the Ashe, though, is certainly one way that you can try to break through with just some really good damage.
I'm ready.
Stagger out in the car wash. This is how you have to play the May comp, but RuPaul's ready for it as well.
Look at him.
Big name in the back. Oh, TVNT.
Basically, they're playing like a hold underneath as long as they can to deny cart time. This is a common strat. It can work, but I don't think it works as well as it used to in like 6v6 Overwatch because you had multiple like cooldown rotations. In 5v5, the problem, that's pretty much how it goes.
Only lose someone, and now they're on the last corner. Match point in their sights.
Someone's gonna have primal for this as well.
Dude, why is it not showing me?
If you try to contest the card, you're just gonna bat everybody away. Look at where RuPaul is sitting too. Hit him with the nade.
Does TVNT know? I don't think he does. Oh, Quartz does. A 4-man anti might just do it though. Bliss and MCD struggling to stay alive. Same with TVNT. A D-Mech and a primal rage.
That's GG's. A
very angry someone you have to deal with now, and that's not gonna happen. We haven't had many post-match maps at all, and I mean, it was quite a popular mode, especially during the regular season.
To be fair, we haven't gone to many map floors.
Oh, that's, yeah, okay, fair.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, doors unlocked, last chance.
This map kind of goes, Twisted Minds could actually get some good play here, in my opinion.
Here in the lower bracket.
This could actually go well. I'm behind, fast forward,
NA
sure.
Is greater than EU. Now coming out on the Sojin Genji.
That was barely anything.
Versus the Yale Faithful in the Ashe Farah.
Sojourn has great mobility with that power slide, so Merit opting to play this hero just to know that you can get better rotations, better angles, faster with this particular hero. Look at how well he's able to keep up with Labda on this Pharah, just keeping him in mark.
Nice sight line as well, down this center straight here. Labda super low. Double railgun shot there from Merit. Didn't need to charge up fully.
Really good start for Toronto. Best start you could ask for. Like, got the block going for a little bit, got some kills. Didn't let Twisted Mind set up. Pretty much a win.
Was Merit hitting that triple collat on Colosseo way back when? That was 2022 when Sojin was first played.
The first one and probably the last one that we will see in pro play, but still one of those moments that you will remember forever. Merit's also going to have this overclock ready to go for this next fight as we do see this push bot start to approach that first checkpoint. Just needs maybe a couple bits more of damage.
Very easy to charge railguns. No
shield
there. So it's going to be hard for TVNT not to give Merit's a charge. All right. Standard jostling on the side here, on this full corner. Speed ring. Sugar Free going pretty low, has to deflect pretty low as well. So the missiles from the Farah are going to be...
Yeah, so far it's just... So the reason why teams don't push past this choke right here is because it's really hard to like push the corners. So you kind of wait for the right opportunity, which is what they just did. A lot of teams get stuck at there. Like, not stuck there, but they sit there. I'll be honest with you, Twisted Minds just got rolled right there on that first part, so now they're going to get the checkpoint. Twisted Minds all going to spawn up right now immediately. Going to happen. But now Toronto can go in with their 3 ultimates here, and they don't have a Juno to go with it. So that's definitely going to be a part of the problem.
and it was Twisted Minds that decided to go first with that orbital ray. Quick pivot from Merritt, big overclock.
There's a lot of really good players, Jake. I would say just watching the tournament, you can get a good idea of it, but you're pretty much watching all of like the top teams now because we're towards like the second half of the tournament now. So, like the winner of this goes to. One second. Yep. Good. I guess the only silver lining here for Twisted Minds is that they didn't give up a bunch of bot time and got 2 kills. So they got 3 kills. So that actually ended up being better for Twisted Minds than it could have been, in my opinion.
It's okay though because they still have
So
that cage.
it went a little bit better than it could have been.
They didn't actually give up too much of that ground either. So someone comes in, they play this neutral fight with that cage, but Twisted Minds have a little bit of an edge when it comes down to having that barrage to pair with their own. The rally as well from Bliss means that those close quarter fights should be a little bit better for Twisted Minds. We'll have to wait and find out. Similar situation, they're waiting for the other team to go first.
Also, Sugarfree wants to try and get around the sidelines here. Same with Vega. Vega's going super aggressive. Bliss under a lot of stress right now. And Sugarfree,
wow.
I mean, look at those assists. They're just running Bliss down. Same with MCD. A surprise attack from Toronto.
Oh, man. What a play by Toronto. Like, they're just not letting them settle. And we kind of talked about that yesterday, where one of the best ways to win against this type of comp, I mean, they're getting enough trades to not let Toronto get too much bot time, which is good, but the best way to play against Twisted Minds comp is just to not give them too much space to, like, set up. But I think there's going to be, we're going to see the first percentages here, I think, or the first percentage for Twisted Minds here in a second. I think they're going to have, no, not really.
But, like, is that enough to actually keep Lapis surviving?
Sojourn ult's coming up. Mauga ult's coming up, so we'll see.
Will we see it again? Overclock popped by Merritt. They're looking at Quartz right now. Bliss, everybody in this full room. MCD, the rest of Twisted Minds are just lining up for Merritt right now.
Damn.
Bliss does end up using that ult there, so you've got a lot of overhead to kind of deal with. But, I mean, Labda's barrage doesn't find all of anything.
You got to give credit to Toronto so far. They are not budging on this map so far. They're just not budging.
And now Lab's just trying to find a kill, but the blade from Sugarfree once again.
Like, it's just Twisted Minds has not found their footing yet. Sugarfree popping off.
And not a single emotion on that face. He is purely locked in.
Gotta be locked in.
To lead to 0.
Well, he can't celebrate yet because the job isn't done. They are getting close to finishing out this map, though, and what a statement if they send Twisted Minds home this way, completing this map.
Twisted Minds have used their, do you know what? They've used the orbital ray to try and gain space. Vega down, here comes the charge. MCD under a lot of pressure.
I mean, like, they're like, they get a pick, lose 3.
A map completion in the sights now for Toronto to find all the
but, like,
are lacking.
Twisted Minds keeps giving themselves, like, an opportunity. They get, like, a pick. Like, it's like they give themselves hope, and then, like, Toronto's like, nope, we're good. This is going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, chat, this is already going to be tough.
But Twisted Minds are getting desperate. They know they could go home here.
They're buying time as well now, and as soon as Bliss spawns, he's already dead.
This is already going to be tough to come back from. They need to win a lot of team fights in a row. It's not impossible, but it certainly isn't easy. Squeeby, thanks for the 42 months with the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks. Mauga ult.
Let's go Defiant.
We've seen crazier things, but can Twisted Minds pull off?
I mean, Mauga's just the meta for this now. That's why. It's on a dive map,
perfectly, and it all starts now. Winning this fight at this midpoint and finally starting to make some progress in their own territory.
Here we go.
Boy, do they have their work cut out for them. This cage, this barrage might not be enough.
I mean, RuPaul is just going to use the orbital ray. They are going to win this mid-fight unless something disastrous happens. Those pulsar torpedoes from RuPaul hitting everybody.
It's just the same thing. They can't get a team fight when they need it. Like, these are the team fights they need. They need some type of, like, positive bot push, but they just keep losing.
They're playing so fast that there was no setup time for TVNT.
And that's what they're doing right, by the way. It's exactly that. We had talked about it yesterday too. You just don't let Twisted Minds set up in their comp, and the comp is going to struggle. And that's exactly why you're seeing what they're doing. You see this? They're not letting them set up.
Bliss already dead, sugar-free.
Even then, they're okay with that. They're just not giving them the opportunity to get into their what they need to do. So, like, what Twisted Minds needs to do in order to get back into this is they need to basically fake like they're being aggressive or like they're pushing in and then disengage, because right now they're not even disengaged in the team fight. So they're just losing straight up because they don't have the ability to brawl in the same way that Toronto does because of the comp they're running. But you need to give Quartz time to set up. You need to give, you know, Labda time to spam. Right? There you go. Now they finally got the team fight they did. They're going to get their first about 30 to 40 meters, depending on how Toronto plays this. But probably first 30 to 40 meters.
But it was really economical. MCD only used the orbital ray there while they ended up getting 2 big ultimates out of Toronto. Both DPS ultimates.
I think Toronto's not going to want to push past the choke just yet. You see what that sign is where the Farah just went? They're not going to want to push past that, so they're either going to flank. That's why Maug is going for the flank to make sure this area is good. They can bob when they get aggressive, but I think they're going to... Yep. They're going to let them take this choke for now and then meet them at this choke. Right here. There's the ult. Now they're going to bob in.
That's a lot of damage coming through from TVNT.
Uh-oh.
And a lot of sustain too. Oh, Bliss!
I get why Bliss ulted that.
And I think that fight was won.
I get why Bliss ulted it though. Okay, so now Twisted Minds gets the checkpoint. But now Twisted Minds needs to set up somewhere to give Quartz availability to get picks.
2 more decisive fight wins to make a huge comeback in this.
I think it's 3 team fights.
Labda has the barrage, but that is it.
That's exactly what you need. Setup time. See? Now they're gonna rush in. They might use an ult still. They might try to win this.
And now the Tides very much.
They're
in their favor now. Oh, Labda! Reflected barrage. Ends up going straight back to him. But will it be enough? Vega. He's in a sticky situation, but it's all good. You got sugar-free with the backup. The Messi at the.
If they get the Juno, that's gonna be rough.
20 seconds to go, and Bliss is turning tail and running, leaving TVNT on an island. He secures the kill, but Bliss is in trouble. He cannot afford to go down, and Quartz respawns and gets back, but now we're in OT.
I'll be honest with you, if they can get their Juno back in time here to get the ultimate, this could get really interesting. Like, this could get really interesting.
If they want to make the comeback, they still have to win 2 more fights, but they potentially have the tools.
2 more fights, which would be 3 more. Well, 3 more from prior, yep. Here's the blade play. There's a time in here where they can't use Juno ult. Sugar-free needs to just... Yep, there it is. Oh, no! The dash hits the wall! That's the... dude, I'm not even... I don't think y'all realize that was as massively unlucky as it gets. That wasn't even like... That was like a part of a map on the side. That was like super unlucky by Sugar-free.
They've got to keep themselves in this. This is their only chance now.
But Toronto have to walk into this cage. TVNT can just set that up on the point with a rally.
I think Bliss is still pretty far away. I think there's an advantage for Toronto. I like Toronto's ultimates better here, but this could get very interesting because of this ult. Now you can bob in there in like 2 seconds. There's the Bob, but there's still a Juno ult against the Bob. Bob should fall over. Bob gets Sugar-free. Bliss has ult. Oh, no. Uh-oh. There's no way.
Quartz is still alive. He's on the high ground. He has the flank on them. And now someone, the main focus right now for Twisted Minds, and a barrage in their back pocket. The golden line of victory. They're approaching it. On map number 5.
There's still a possibility.
Back on the traces, same with Merit, but they need a miracle kill. The barrage.
They get the kill on the Farah. They get it too.
TVNT on the Diva manages to kill Merit.
They got Doom back on. Oh my! What in the? We're going to the last map.
And very few teams have been able to take them down.
They're not doing it. They're going back to what they started with. Now keep in mind, against Falcons.
There looks like potentially hovering over something like that Sojourn, just to be able to rely on.
Chat, what's that right there? What do we see?
But all these DPS are so powerful, and they require so much
of
that respect.
There's the sim. There it is. Now, are they just going to TP out and switch? Probably not. I think they're going to stay on Sim. This is what they did yesterday. Called it. Now they're gonna have map control. This sets Labda up. See, they're already there.
Okay, this is a look we've seen from them before on New Junk City. Very hard for someone to step up here.
We have, because it plays so tricky with the symmetric teleporters as well. Knowing you also have those turrets to help amplify that damage, someone's gonna have to be very careful.
Couple trades. They did lose their Mauga though, so that's a problem. They might lose it still. Good job by Toronto. So what made that good for Toronto, by the way, was that they just ran right in and didn't give them time to do the spam. Quartz might swap off of Sim, might keep Sim for one more go here. But the reaction by Toronto was great. They were prepared for it. They knew what they wanted to do. They basically saw the Sim and just charged in, hope for the best. It was the correct play. Now they're going to try to deny them the space here so they can't get setup time. Quartz is going to TP them in. Where they TP to, I couldn't tell you. They want to do a TP strat. They might just debate with it and just go in after to get them to commit, which is what they did. But they were ready for it.
Well, RuPaul's already started himself with a bang.
Yeah.
Lapped it down. 50%. Now Twist9 needs to make a decision. I think the decision is going to get made for them, I think. Nice bash away there from Vega, just trying to stay alive. Vega doesn't end up falling. This might be able to get another one. What? Okay, Blizzard's good. This isn't good. Although Blizzard is going to die eventually.
I mean, that's okay if they stagger the brig, because now they can TP back and be back.
That Vega ended up falling there because the rest of the team fight was already won. You hold on to this
I think they might be able to get map control for a second. I think Toronto needs to actually pop an ultimate here to be able to buy time.
Flashpoint, you're going to have 5 ults in the bank. So much setup here for Mare to be able to sit behind the rest
By the way, Twisted Minds will commit Sim ult here if they have it, and the reason why I think they would do that is because they're going to switch off the Ashe eventually anyway. So they're going to try to use some ults here. I'm a little bit concerned with the ult. Oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Someone's there. He's picking up the pieces. He's putting them together. This should be a point for Toronto to find now. Sugar Free gets a couple of resets, and there it is.
Twisted Minds is fine with that because they wanted to get ults out, so they know that committing some of the ultimates will at least even that out. Quartz is going to go Ashe now.
In that last fight, though, for Toronto, they knew that being able to win that first flashpoint.
Tracer. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ashe.
We're going to see Twisted Minds be able to hold on to this barrage and maybe have this cage.
You said map geometry hates Sugar Free? Dude, I'm telling you, the map is rolling them right now. Good play.
Yeah, Quartz switching over to the Ashe as well, so that coach code's going to be
good reaction. I still think that's the correct play by Toronto. As I've said, you cannot let Twisted Minds get into setup. That is where, as a team, they are comfortable. So engaging them there before they get set up on the map is the way to do it, because once you get to this part of the area, it's very open space. So Lab is going to be able to farm damage, right? That's what we just saw.
It's going to be so hard for Pharah on this map to be able to make this barrage actually find value. So it's okay expending it now. Have the cage on its own.
Oh, that's rough.
This keeps getting headshots.
That's an easy extra 25% for Twisted Minds off of that. They might even try to go get some kills here because they know they're down there. Yep.
No way Merit dies as well. No.
Nope.
RuPaul and Vega there with the heals. RuPaul just spawning in now. Okay. Cage. So, like, this point is going to be very tough to actually assault here. They've got the Ray as well. They're going to wrap rounds and make...
They have a Juno ult advantage, so, like, in theory, they can just counter pretty much anything they have with the Juno ultimate, but they can't give up a pick. Some of these teams get a little bit too... They slow down their Juno ultimates a little bit. Okay, so they did get Sugar Free with that, so they should be able to counter them with the... Yeah, there it is. Yep.
And the Juno ult, this orbital ray, I don't think there's any chance of Toronto Defiant winning this fight. Yeah, TVNT and Labda.
A little bit unlucky, too, by the way, for Toronto that they left about 10% of ult charge there, so that's it. That team fight's over. Remember that pick earlier that they got on RuPaul right away? That was basically...
Twisted Minds were so ready for that. Locking everything in with that cage. You have the orbital ray for all of that extra healing. And now let's move over to this next flashpoint.
Is this pre-Juno nerf? This is pre-Juno nerf, pre-Junker Queen nerfs, and pre-Mauga buffs.
The rally to be able to back them up. But Toronto need to get into this fight. And
Toronto has an ult advantage here. I think Quartz has the position in though. So someone's just gonna go in like 4 seconds. It's just gonna charge in. Get ready. It's gonna be a full charge. Might even be a little bit longer. They might be waiting for the point to unlock. Get ready. Oh, that was weird lag.
Orbital rate on lock as well. Toronto Defiant, they've got a lot of options to work with. Point is going to get captive from Twisted Minds. I can imagine there's going to be a dash and Sugar Free to stop that cap. High ground control now.
I'm going to be honest with you. Getting them to trade out 2 ultimates for a Bob and get early percentage, even if they let Toronto flip this, that's like good, because they can come back with Brig Ult now, get on the point with Brig Ult.
Oh, here comes the orbital ray from RuPaul, though. Labda has got this barrage, but MCD is already...
Yeah, just save ults.
Yeah, there's just no way.
I gotta say, Twisted Minds played that well. Because they got 30% for free, all they did was use Bob, and they got out essentially 4 ultimates. Well, 3 ultimates. Now they're going to be able to come back with their Brig Ult, close to Juno Ult, so you might see a little bit of a time in here where Twisted Minds kind of takes a little bit of poke damage to get Juno Ultimate. Someone is going to use Mauga Ultimate pretty early here to force a team fight before they can get into their position. That's why someone's hiding right there so they don't see it coming.
Better be careful of the barrage there in return.
Oh, wait, that's why. Ready, set. There's the Juno Ultimate. Here comes the charge in about 4 seconds. Someone's going to try to Mauga ult them from here. They're going to counter ult.
What a game. That's everybody locked in place.
No ults.
Barrage. I got one. Well,
that's it. Give it the point.
They got the cage kill, but that was it. God, chased him all the way to spawn.
I think they're going to have one more team fight because they went sim.
I'm just going to come out on the Symmetra.
Well, I mean, it's a good play because they can TP to point.
Try to get another contest. Oh, it is. Look at that teleporter. They're ready though. Toronto.
Ain't no way you're ready for this.
Can anybody touch point though for them? It doesn't matter. No.
This finds one quarter another, but the point goes over Toronto Defiant, and well, one more point.
Good play by Toronto. Once again, remember, you don't let them set up.
Hi, Sully. Twisted Minds back onto the fire now as the rotation comes through.
You don't let them set up.
Now, the Symmetra was just to give them a fighting chance to be able to come in and get a recontest on that flashpoint. But now Twisted Minds are playing on that back foot. One more flashpoint. They are out of here for the World Final.
Mauga ult Bob.
Orbital Ray. They do have the ultimate advantage.
Try not to use Juno Ultimate until Toronto does.
Playing in Junkyard, this is going to be a very difficult spot for this fair to function.
Course is 1 HP as well on the entrance. Flashpoint is unlocked.
They had to. They had to counter with it.
But you got to deal with those Juno Rays first. TVNT down. They got an LOS, so they got to go forward.
Yep.
Looks like Labda and Bliss are just pressing the issue in the front.
I'm going to be real with you, Chad. I want you to take a look at the ult charge of Toronto. This is about to get real interesting.
Team kill as Twisted Minds cap the point.
This
is about to get real interested.
Another first capture for Twisted Minds as they want to try to even.
I just want a good match, Cringe, on that one. It's just we want to see a good game.
With another barrage, but again, running into the problem where this is just so much open space for this Pharah to have to fly through. Perfect into the sightlines of Merit's Sojourn.
I actually think Pharah likes this spot because of the spam. You can actually play a lot of angles and disengage away. They're going to go in with someone's ultimate. They're trying to act like they have the ultimate, so they're going to play a little bit safe. They might even flip the point. Hey, buddy. Sugar Free's low. Here's the ult.
And they cap the point. Wow, look at that.
Well, Toronto ult charge is getting up there, but Twisted Minds has had a little bit of a slight advantage, but Toronto made a good play.
A disastrous situation they find themselves in.
These flashpoints tick up so fast, so every single second is going to matter.
They know that Brig Ult's going to be used defensively. Toronto's not going to give them opportunity. This Pharah ultimate becomes really important by Labda. Oh no.
But Merit,
that is
huge pick
rough.
That's going to delay them further.
They have to back off. Sugar Free was hanging around now. Well, unfortunately for Twisted Minds, he has played. They have overclock. They've got a lot of ults coming up.
There's just no room for error now for Twisted Minds. They've got one more shot at this to keep themselves in this series. Otherwise, they're going to go home.
I love this by Toronto.
They got to find a pick. Oh, but it's RuPaul that goes down to Quartz. The Dynamite's good, and Merrick can't find anything. Someone from Twisted Minds has to cap the point.
Still 3v3 though.
But are they actually going to get there? Quartz and Labda are already dead. Someone's just fighting in their spawn with the help of Vega, who's got the rally.
They're going to head back to point.
For Twisted Minds, but that's about it. It's TVNT.
TVNT is there, but how long can he actually withstand on this?
I mean, all he needed to do was get the point to begin with. Just hide underneath, and now you're going to have a Juno ultimate against Brig Ult.
Two support ultimates in their pocket as well as they start to.
Toronto has good ults. El Chino, thanks for the 54 months of the tier 1. Thank you. This Pharah ult's they're going to decide what happens here. Good job by Sugar Free. There you go. There you go, Sugar Free. The redemption. The redemption. After the last map with the unlucky play, what a series. What a series. What can I say? The redemption arc. After having the unlucky blade, it came down to that. It came down to the Farrell thing, remember? So if Sugar Free doesn't deflect that and get the kill, that's going to go in favor of Twisted Minds into the last fight. Sugar Free hits a sick deflect, goes right into a blade, wins the game. What a series. I mean, what else can we say besides what a series?
See how they kind of bounce back after it. It looks like, at least for now, going to be running that Mauga.
Here it is, your lower semis. It's time to get it started, folks. Off to Ruins we go. Toronto in the blue here, NRG Shock with the Wrecking Ball.
Okay, let's do this.
And the Widowmaker mirror.
Shock on Wrecking Ball. Remember, this map is very... This map is very dive-centric nowadays. So, I imagine this is Toronto's map pick. I'm a little bit surprised.
Something to deter this ball from causing chaos in the backline.
Not by Toronto, by the comp that I'm seeing here. For Shock. You woke up from your morning nap. What was the announcement? Oh, they're just announcing esports next year again. There's going to be an extra live event, so 3 events, more esports. Every match will be streamed. So, good news for the esports scene. They're also going to have like a system where like teams who are a part of it will be able to like get their own skins and sprays, etc. So that way, you know, those teams can be incentivized by having their stuff in game, and they'll probably have like a share. Like usually they have like a rev share in some form of that. So, it's all good news for the esport. It's all good news for the esport.
You kind of had a good idea, obviously, with the Florida Mayhem roster, you know, that kind of core coming in, how he was going to slot into that.
So,
probably better than a lot of people.
I think that's really cool.
He's been tremendous. Is Tree now going to play Ash, so not going to rely as much on like those long-range sight lines, right? Can play a little bit more in that mid-range. Not rely on Toronto kind of coming out into his sights.
The Shock are playing around this Wrecking Ball comp, so there's a bit of setup required. That's why they haven't gone for an all-in engagement. But
yeah, I just think Shock doesn't really know what they want to do with this comp. So, like, they just kind of...
Yeah, the ball comp has not looked great.
Yeah, it's not working how they think it's supposed to work. I wouldn't doubt it if they... It's really just because, like, they want to run the other comp, so they didn't get to start out as the comp because they expected them to run a different style, and then they ended up just running this comp. So it's just... Good job by Rack on Sugar. Nice sleep dart.
It's a bit of an awkward landing for him, but now inside the rally, Vega's going to be able to keep him topped up. Wrecking Ball dive on in. RuPaul eventually falls here as Rack attacks the one that gets the nano.
Shock should be able to get that there. Took him a bit. Took him a bit, but they made it work. I don't think Kellen was going to switch. I think just like... You have to remember, too, Toronto just came off of a match like 30 minutes ago, so they're still a little bit warm also. So Toronto's getting right back into it. Shock, on the other hand, has been waiting for the matches to finish, so they're kind of in like... They need a second. They need a second to just get back into the game. They need to remember they're like it just takes a second. This goes for like any pro game. Is like you just need a second when you play that team who was just playing 30 minutes ago. Right?
Here comes the bomb though. It's going to be thrown in as Toronto push up. They've not capped the point.
So you might be a little bit more hesitant going in, while Toronto just came off this like exhilarating win and they're ready to go. Right? So.
But here they go, cage fight, gonna catch Kellen. There's not much he can do to get out of there either. Sugar Free's blade finds purchase on Tree. Lumberjack duty for your boy Lenny. And now the Definer are in a good position to flip this back.
UV still alive, and same with Rack. And Rack's got this rally, so they're gonna have to give up the point for a little bit. Nice rally there, gonna try and protect UV.
Sugar Free's deflect.
Really good play.
Actually gets hit with a bio instead of sending it back, and that ends up being his
good job by Shock here.
Get a bit more capture progress here, but
you'll remember that for your next pro game. Yeah, true. I mean,
give it up for just a little bit. Take the point on back. Is Tree now over the Widow yet again? So
the ball only works. They have a Mercy. Oh yeah, you need to have a Mercy damage boost the Wrecking Ball slams. I didn't even think about that. Good anti-grenade.
Okay.
Bio connects with 2 there. As Tree goes back to Ash.
Yeah, rattles the cage. Someone goes for a charge, but no connection.
The play didn't go as planned. Nice shot.
For example.
Someone in Kellen with some huge shots right there. You see that in the kill feed?
DPS to deal with at times, but with UV out of the picture here, the Shock are running out of pieces to play.
Yeah, it's going to be Kellen on the point. He's going to trigger OT. You still have Scissors here as well. You keep this contested for a while.
He's low though, has to recall straight away, and someone's able to find Tree. Where is Scissors at right now? Can only really just keep a toe in the water, so to speak. Kellen does the same. This is a good comp at stalling the point out, but eventually the Shock need to find some eliminations. Deadeye for Merit cancelled. It's a free reload for him in the end.
I mean, they nano Tracer for a second. If Tracer can get a health back here, they might be able to trade on Merit in a second. Nope, good luck. A Juno ultimate, that's just a guaranteed win no matter what. So a slow start for Shock, but not a bad map for Shock the first round. And what I mean by that is it took them a little bit to get into it. Now they're feeling warm. They got the game in there. Now they're going to go into the next map, which these next two maps are interesting for how Shock has to play it, so we'll see. Because they're going to run the same Wrecking Ball comp, yeah, and Toronto's going to go the... Well, they went Winston comp. Okay, never mind. So, Toronto likes this comp, the Ana Brig. This is a classic. Keep in mind, Merit is not playing Sim. Merit is just going to TP the team out. He's going to use a teleporter just to give their team a little bit more out of spawn. So is Shock, and Shock should make it to the point a little quicker because they have Lucio. So.
All right, we got Winston comps here, Matt, but it's going to be a kill for Ultraviolet. Probably that option with the Kitsuna Rush, but also to be able to cleanse off the Ana.
Taking
a problem for any composition.
The windmill high ground.
Also offers a little bit more mobility.
To No Mauga. We've actually had a pretty good opportunity. This map alone has been really good for having No Mauga. We've seen a lot of No Mauga on Ilios during these.
Lucio Kiriko, very different backline.
That was weird.
Both teams on a vibe for this position.
Vega copped a fair bit of poke damage there at the start of that engagement, but Kellen obviously doesn't want to overcommit here. Lucio Kiriko, very different backlines for these teams.
Why did he just rewind to the same spot? That was weird.
This is a backline that we really haven't seen, without Juno in the mix, right? She's been so prevalent. I know even Brig, right? Brig always seems to be in the mix. That they.
Am I losing it, or did that just rewind for a second? Ooh, that's a good sticky. Wow. Good trade by Tree, though, but damn, that was a good play by Sugar Free. Everybody's just taking their time. Good dive in the backline by Shock, but I think the Ana Brig is a little bit better for survivability here, which is exactly what happened.
Shock have control though, so the Defiant do need to...
I mean, Shock's going to have control for like 2 seconds, I think, and they're going to back off. Hey, maybe not. They actually have map side, and Ultraviolet's back, so... It's going to flip, but... Oh, maybe not. Yeah. I mean... Still managed to get, like, a good amount, so that's good.
Here for the NRG Shock. But now we're in a position where we have Nano Boost into Primal for Toronto.
Gonna be nasty, this combination here for the Defiant.
Okay, we have
Nano first, right?
So Toronto is gonna have Nano on Winston or Echo.
Primal, just a survivability with both those.
Gamer, thanks for the 7 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it.
Bombs could make this a pretty volatile fight as well.
British fact of the month: golf was invented in Scotland and can be traced back to 1457.
Who would have thought, Chad? Not only do you get to watch esports here, you also get to learn about golf.
Exposing Vega there. And the rest of NRG Shock just run into Toronto. Rupal also dealt with, which means this fight is mostly done.
Yeah, Shock played that quite well, right? A lot of teams like.
Actually, I'll be honest with you, Sakio, I think that's pretty good for an esport that's on the restart. So, I think you look too much into like the actual viewer part of it. It's in a pretty good spot still.
Toronto Defiant coming back with that nano.
Let me ask you this question. One of the most popular games in the world is Minecraft. Do you see it on Twitch? Do you see it having 1 million people every day? Doesn't mean it's a dead game, does it? There you go. I taught you something. Mr. Fan, thanks for the 7 months of the British Prize. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Same with Roblox.
Meanwhile, Scissors goes down. It's going to be a 4-player down barrier. NRG still control the point right now. Rupal is in trouble. Yep.
Nice help by Kellen. Good play.
Out of that one. The Shock pick a fight in a great part of the map to punish the Defiant.
Rack Attacks had a really good day. The match that we casted earlier.
That's what I'm saying. Minecraft's extremely popular.
Phenomenal that time, using that sound barrier, getting aggressive through the alley, but here comes Toronto.
Decent trades for both teams there. Shock gets the point in a second. Maybe, actually. It depends, yeah. Shock gets the point, so good dive by Shock there. Toronto's kind of low on ultimates, too. I mean, they have the Winston out on the backline, but their backline isn't as easy to go for, right? Like, Ana Brig is a little bit more of a static comp, but has survivability. Shock's comp's a bit more slippery in the sense that you can't, it's not an easy dive. You pretty much can only dive Lucio, or maybe you dive the Kiriko to force out some things to make them go the other way.
He actually used the dupe on the Winston just to get help.
For the sake of safety here, Tree doesn't want to get too aggressive, but he's thinking about maybe being disruptive. He can build a primal inside dupe that would be big, but as Winston, it's hard to do that. You're in the middle of the fight. Tree actually gets knocked out of dupe and is taken down by Rupal here as Sugarfree with the free pulse. Is able to force
That's a huge trade, though. Killing the Ana in this situation, in this part of the map. If Shock could just wait a second. Also, Tree is going Pharah because you can go Pharah from spawn to spam really far across the map to help here. That's why Tree just swapped to Pharah, just so you know. It just allows you to do really good spam on the point from spawn as you get back.
They're going to flip here. Yeah, they're going to get back to the point. They're going to be able to flip this, and we're going to go in OT.
Someone can come in with a primal, though. That's going to be Merit with the recall. Not often seeing him on Tracer, but he has a pulse bomb ready to rumble.
Good job by Toronto to slowly touch the point. Pulse missed. Someone else. Oh! Damn, that was looking good too.
But the barrier there for NRG Shock kept them healthy, and Sugarfree gets taken down. Tree comes back on the Pharah. Rupal's in deep trouble. This is going to be a tough situation to extricate himself.
Nice play by Tree there.
Yeah, the kill on
third round.
Is massive.
Third round. We're definitely going to get the same comp out of. We're definitely going to get the same comp out of Toronto. I don't know what we're going to get in this one. I don't know what we're going to get in this one. We'll see though.
And for the Shock, it's much more aggressive. They want to be the instigators on that map. Now, though, probably heading back over towards this more defensive.
He said, bro, there's a huge difference here. It's World Finals. All Minecraft's events with streamers have twice more viewers than this. All right, sure. Listen, Zakiel, if you want to go and argue with people about it, you win. Congratulations. You can let your friend know on Discord about your journey today, and I'm sure they'll be happy to hear about it. That's all I got for you.
Right, that's impressive.
Kellen.
Right. Sounds good. All right, here we go.
Outings from him, though, especially back on the MyXL roster. Been around for a long time. Went back down to contenders.
What do we got here? We got Ana Brig versus Ana Brig. So Shock did change their comp. Toronto, we expected something similar, except they do have the Ashe.
Some years have passed. We've all got a bit of grey in our beards. Here we go, folks. It's time for Lighthouse. Moves out a side around on Ilios. NRG back to the Ana Brig setup. Keller looks for the high ground here. Pressure on Rupal.
Yeah, let's see if they can also protect Merit as well, as he takes Tree out right away, but keeping this Ashe alive is going to be crucial.
Quick quiz to see if I paid attention to the first half. What year was golf invented? 1457. In Scotland. Well, it can be traced back to that.
And also, Merit just doesn't take the high ground right over on their side of the map, jumps right over on the point by the Lighthouse, right? So when the Winston uses the leap to get across, nobody home.
Haven't been playing hardcore a while? Yes.
Toronto definitely looked like the more defensive team here. Ultraviolet just trying to keep Vega honest there. Need to keep your shield up across the road, folks. Rupal doesn't want to give up that position. It's annoying. It takes them ages to get back there, but Keller knows he needs to peel the Ashe away.
Do I like golf? I want to play it one day. I suck at it, though. Good dive here by Kellen. This is like, this allows for you to at least get their backline away, but Ana Brig is such a survivable comp. So.
He'll have to give up his life for it, most likely. Backs away. Unreal. That is an escape. You tell
Not bad.
About.
Yeah, he's able to escape, and you have Sisters on the point, and he's doing a nice job. It's about halfway. It forces actually Merit to jump down, keep it contested.
The Merit's dominated the map here. Tree hasn't been able to do much in this round at all. Switch off the Ashe, I think, rather off the Echo to the Ashe. Still being handled.
Kellen's going in. They're going to have to nano Kellen soon, but because if not, someone's about to get nanoed. They nanoed. Who they nano? Kellen? I didn't see. I missed that. Okay, they're going to nano Winston still because I think it's winnable. There's the nano. Good play. Nice.
Sugarfree found a beautiful stick on Ultraviolet, so the Defiant can keep this one rolling. They never actually lost control of the point, and Kellen, a primal here. What is he hoping for? Maybe a pick on Rupal, but after the fact, egg on his face, I think.
Yeah, he's going to make it back to the team, but you get no value out of that primal. And those types of fights, it has to be so deflating to play against the Defiant, right? Because you get Merit right away, and you think you have an opening, someone gets a nano and jumps right into your backline, kills everyone.
Ultraviolet goes down at the start of the fight there.
This is Toronto's map. But still a good showing by Shock, because now Shock can kind of dictate. Shock can kind of, there's no one touching the point. Shock can kind of dictate the next map. So here's the good news. A lot of these teams have been winning this map initially, right? a lot of these teams have been like the teams that can play both. Keep in mind, Toronto's one of the few teams that can play both very well. So this is going to go in favor of the teams that pick this map if they're a dive-centric team. Actually, it was really nice to see Shock be able to pick up a map on a map that's been very good for these dive teams. So now, the rest of the way, outside of Gibraltar or that type of map series, Shock can kind of dictate where they want to play their queen comp, which has been their bread and butter recently. So.
I won't give Matt any ammunition. That's not actually. Either way,
I don't need ammunition.
Anyway.
You certainly don't. NRG here, so as expected,
Juno's played a ton. Juno's like one of the most played heroes, if not the most picked hero in this.
All right, so we actually saw a lot more Zaya. If you watch the Aurora Cup tournament over in China, we did see a lot of Zaya play. The expectation was that not much of it would penetrate.
So they're doing this because they expect the Sombra comp out of Shock. Here we go. We got the queen.
I don't think it was really great for them. It'll be interesting though. So it blocks a lot of the stuff with the queen, right? Like you want to go with yak swings with the queen.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chaz. About to be an unlucky ad timing. Here we go. I should have hit the button there. I was too busy ranting. Not ranting, but discussing. That's my bad.
Generating those ultimates when he gets a bubble and can go in. Lets him just like push the limit, I think, a little bit more. So someone's often going to be looking to try and empower Sugar Free.
You said all you had to do on the YouTube channel was type Kappa and you got banned?
Yeah, and also if the queen is going into the back.
Does anybody remember when Flats and I got to co-stream? And then we found the gummy worms emote and then everybody got banned because of the gummy worms?
I think this obviously suits someone a little bit better, right? Where when you think about someone's hero pool, it's extremely large, but I think probably...
We found gummy worms, and then we started talking about it, so chat ended up going there, and then they all got rolled. Because they were like, we can't have these gummy bear spam, and then everybody got banned. Bam Bam, thanks for the 3 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it, thank you.
Less than 3.
Because there's like a YouTube emote that's just a gummy worm, and we were like, why is this an emote? Like, what is the point of this? And then it just went...
He always has a blade already.
Yeah, I mean, he can play so aggressively. Right there, just goes right in.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I stay, but caught out by the sticky bombs of scissors and Rack attacks.
Pretty good reaction. I gotta give credit, by the way. And I don't think Rack gets enough credit to this. I think Rack has been one of the best Brigs in this tournament at shutting down ultimates. I have watched Rack countless times make a play on any of the ultimates that happen. He makes it a focus to make sure that those ultimates don't get value, right? Like, and that right there is an underrated strategy for Brig players. Some Brig players get a little bit too overzealous, right, and try to force a play. Rack is very consistent at making sure ultimates get shut down, and that is going to make a good Brig player. So. Really good disengage by Toronto there. Holy crap. This does give Shock another fight, but holy crap.
Really aggressive there, Shock, right? And I was like, oh, maybe you're trying to build like a rampage here, use that. I thought maybe we were going to see, look, if you're going to throw an orbital ray rally, maybe throw in the overclock, right? Try and punish that. But
Matt's gone postal. Thanks to the 36 months. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean, what in Toronto, they end up using a bomb, right? Which is pretty disruptive up on the staircase. And then just having to invest the rally.
Well, one more fight here to decide his flash point. Most likely it's going to be an orbital right now for the Toronto Defiant. Tree with the overclock, trying to find the Junior, but here comes a Graviton surge.
I don't know who's going to win this. There's a lot happening on my screen, and it's Overwatch.
For the Shock to work with. They are contesting right now, but look how charged up someone is. Basically unkillable. No one can fight the Zaya in a head-to-head when she's at 100 charge like this. And again, someone has the bubbles to throw back. Great utility, high damage.
I mean, that was a pretty good first point.
Are struggling with.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's necessarily struggling against it. I think it's more along the lines of Toronto is hitting them with something different for a second. But I think Shock handled it pretty well. They just lost that really close team fight in their spawn. That was the difference. It was a one. That was the only difference.
All out aggression. That's what you're playing behind here. Can you access the back line? Can you access Merit?
It's gonna be
out early, but just burst damage right here.
Yeah, they can't afford a long fight against the Zaya. Give someone time to charge up, it will be your downfall. So in come the Shock, again, want to be the aggressors. It's going to be Tree with an off angle here, forced to deflect out of Sugar Free. It's very low. Sugar Free's in trouble. Vega going to be the first to fall, though. Is
it back on the blunts? No, first of all, no. Second of all, it's because do you ever just accidentally just swallow your own spit on accident the wrong way? I just did that. That was a self-induced one.
Right there, they deal with that Zarya,
man.
push on in. Nice burrow there.
I'm good.
Great pressure. Look at how they
Good start there by Toronto. I like the switch to Venture. Very aggressive. This is going to be aggressive on their team now.
Doesn't have the bubbles to keep himself alive.
Just a different change of pace here for the shot, right? Now
Oh,
they're
man.
the aggressors. You see Toronto
We're
on
good.
the back foot a little bit. Is Street trying to get sneaky here. Looking at the burrow, going to be following it up with that orbital ray.
Okay. Divine make use of the ray as well. Here comes a blade from Sugar.
So what's happening here is so there's a lot of buttons being hit, and you can see that and this, and then so you can see that, and then they're going over here, and then so yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Now Sugar freaking back up a little bit on this, and it's an easy point take.
I mean, that's fine though. Like, once again, NRG knows they have to get ults out, so they got 3 major ultimates out. They're like okay with that. You want to win those, of course, right? Like you really want to win those team fights. But they need one team fight now. They have Brig ult, they have Venture ultimate, they're gonna have Blade, maybe Queen ult. So they should be able to take this if they don't get picked off early. It's gonna come down to that. If they don't get picked off early, they could go well. I think Toronto recognizes this. They're gonna be really aggressive with Grav and Brig ult.
We'll see how someone can play around this grab if they want to get aggressive around the corner and just kind of like bait shot in, fly in, and then use it.
A lot of pressure on someone. He throws down the grab. This is going to stop the shock in their tracks. Tree first. Kellen down. Vega gets in there with the flail.
They think it's winnable.
But there's naught left to do, and Vega had
just reset.
over. Talk about a kitchen sink, Matt.
Yeah, and that's the rally there for Raktek, right? You're trying
Yep,
to
now they're gonna blade
inside that graviton surge, but the amount of damage
Toronto has no ults. I think Merit is on cast now because it's a good Hinda. Like you could do a good Hinda on the back line as they go in for Blade. Play a little bit more defensive. They have to play more defensive because they have to wait on Merit. They still might rush in, one bubble use. They know one bubble's used. This is Scissors timing. Because that one bubble is like...
Might be allowed enough time to build it though, as Toronto want to slow a fight.
That's another bubble use. It's going to happen like really quickly. They can force out bubble. They're trying to force out bubbles, but it's not happening. There it is. Oh, there you go. Good play.
Away from someone, doesn't want to fight the Zarya.
That was great.
Nice
Hinda. Great play. Like, the reason why Scissors didn't go in there to commit for more kills is because at that point, you know Zarya bubbles are probably back up again since there wasn't a bubble on the Juno. There's no reason to try to just give them a free kill. It's better to take the one kill you have and stay alive.
Taking that point, tying it up, and then he just goes right to the sky.
And yes, that's the gummy bear emote right there. Yeah.
With the help of Tree to deal with Merit. Really
okay,
nice
so now they know they have an ult advantage going into this team fight. They're probably tracking Sugar Free's Blade right now. They probably have that tracked. So they're going to be playing it a little bit safe for that, but watch, they're probably going to just use their Juno ultimate in about 2 seconds to just take over the map right here. Oh, actually, I was wrong. They went with Queen ult. Now they Juno ult because the ult didn't work.
Kellen got to be feeling dissatisfied after that, but there's still an orbital ray to work with. Vega has gone down, but
I'll explain it in a second.
For NRG Shock, they want to play with inside that orbital ray. And they finally get
I don't think Kellen's too disappointed with that ultimate because you got both bubbles out, so that means the Juno ult will be more effective anyway. So, like, obviously you go for that, but I think that's fine. That's why you do that. Basically, you get out the bubbles, and that means that your Juno ultimate will get even more value. It's worth the trade, and then you can build more of your ultimate through the Juno ultimate anyway. Look at Kellen's ult charge right now going into this next fight. Sitting at 50%. Okay, so what, they grab? Good, they got an ultimate out, but then now what Shock can do is they can keep building their ultimates and make it untrackable. I just spilled half the water on my leg, even better.
Yeah, and I think that's why Shock's taking these fights early, right? You know, just kind of sitting back in the hole.
Just washing my pants, you know? That's how I do my laundry. I just randomly spill water all over me at random times. It's good enough, right?
Push the Divine back. You end up using that grab there on the corner because.
All right, here we go.
Spot where, like, you can't give up that much more percentage here.
Straight away, up to the top.
Probably one more team fight for Toronto to win this.
Someone just shoved into them. The Rupar gets to hold on to the orbital range here, potentially rushing that one out to a later fight.
And even at the beginning of the fight, everybody got extremely low. They try and like disengage and even use a rally to keep people alive. They just had no shot there.
Back to the Venture, rather, we go. NRG Shock now have given up that lead on this flashpoint. Great previous fight to win the last one, but it required Scissors to go bonkers. We'll have a blade soon, though, but can he repeat?
I was going to say, with the Juno ultimate, it's not really going to go well for Shock. They have to bait out a disengage. I mean, they kind of did, but I think Rack might fall. They got a trade from Tree, but I just don't think they have the... Even this isn't going to do much.
mean, UV
like, it's a good idea, but like, I just don't think it's gonna.
How split everybody from the shot.
I guess you can wait. I mean, there's time in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can, but it's gonna be tough to stay alive.
Oh, buddy, that's not good. He had to do it though.
Tree's here.
Had to keep the round going. Tree does. Oh, they're gonna.
I'm surprised they're committing, but I'm gonna let it play out, because if I let it play out, then I can sound smart with whatever I say. What a great ult! I love that they did that. That was definitely worth it. What a great play. Nebula, thanks for the 6 months of the Phoenix Prize. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.
Even with a player advantage, right? But now it's going to be Toronto getting on the point with this grab.
Solo grab, catch kill him, that's all they need to do. He tries to commanding shout, but now he goes down with his ultimate in hand. RuPaul, though, does fall. Caught out by Scissors and Tree, respectively.
I mean, I was gonna say.
Chaos, and someone is going to be very scary, fully charged up, and very hard to move. The Toronto Defiant look to get themselves on flashpoint point.
It's such a weird, like, sequence.
For the Defiant is
because, like, if Kellen survives that, they just have a free queen out and win that. So, it was okay. I think it was okay of an attempt. Can we get some blankies in the chat for a Faulty Sausage? With the 5 gifted, thank you, Faulty. I appreciate it.
And also, it's been really difficult to get value with the Rampage, right? Yes. With the bubbles on the other side.
Last time Kellen had that ultimate, I think he hits Merit with it, who just instantly gets bubbled in.
Hey, I mean, it's 35% off gifted subs, so.
You need a big lineup with this Junker Queen.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Faulty.
Well,
gifted over 5 subs, that is.
Yeah, well, like, we're putting enough pressure onto someone to like force him to use some bubbles.
Call bubbles out.
Right, to not happen. This is gonna be a
this is the ult time in.
Yeah, stunned up, but not while he was ulting. So Kellen won't be interrupted by that break here. Oh,
great ult. Good bubbles, but great ult.
Cleansed. Only one bubble available, and that was for Merit. Although Merit turns around and pays it back tenfold with a big railgun elimination.
See, like, even there, you see, like, the. You see that flail right there? By, like, Rack? That actually set them up for an opportunity here. To, like, be able to, like, kill the Genji after. Oh, no. Now the Zarya's gonna tap point, and then the Genji. Yeah. Nice try by Kellen.
Yeah, RuPaul back.
How are they good? How about you?
Be able to heal everybody off, but really awkward situation for Kellen to be in, right? You know, someone on one side, Merit on the other. Both pretty weak, but nowhere to really go. We're going to see a Ramatra pick here. So lots of different flexing here for the
Ramatra, interesting.
Try and bully out this Zarya with the ramp.
I don't mind it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, you can get them out.
I don't mind it.
Damage. It's obviously something Zarya comps don't like to deal with in general.
Well, you can brawl with this pretty easily in the.
You also notice every time that you Racketech's had the rally, someone just charged up, pushed right into it. They've got no value with it.
Oh, that's not good at all. Down
reset. Well, I mean, I say reset. I say reset the next map. Damn. You know, it's interesting because Shock hasn't really used their strategy yet because I think they're afraid of like the counterplay that Toronto's gonna do.
Completely caught off guard, right?
You know
with
what?
That Zarya
I say just send it.
There's lack of an answer on that one.
3 people that way that said no.
Unreal respect.
They've recruited some more people.
Okay, I like that. That was quick. That's the network effect in real time.
Yo. We will see the Defiant here on offense, potentially.
That spot, not going Hanzo. That's a scouting arrow. That's an arrow you can scout with that lands on the outside.
And when they played the Maga, it's usually been a mirror, but it hasn't looked awesome. So they definitely feel more
Zarya
playing the Queen.
versus the Queen comp.
For the Shock to stay alive here in our OWCS World Final.
They've recruited more people now.
It spreads. It's like a contagion. All right, Sugar Free gets a bubble and goes upstairs. You can see him really taking liberties here. Scissors looks to come over the top. So far, pretty massive start to this map. The card has gotten to the point where these teams now need to fight for it to progress any further. Magrenade, they're not finding anything on Sugar Free. Again, he was constantly bubbled. It's a nightmare for a Cassidy to deal with this. And farming a lot of charge up for his Zarya. Someone grinning as he gets powered up.
Pretty good start for both teams.
Your face, he's got a bubble, may end up getting another bubble, and what do? You can't.
Ooh, nice shots right there by Tree on the Genji.
And someone able to bring Kellen down. He's probably reached critical mass in charge and is able just to bully into the front line. And again, you wait for those bubbles to come back off, cool down. You've got a player advantage. Sugar but again, after the mag grenade came through, and the world is his oyster.
And what do you want to play into this?
Pretty good play by Sugar Free there. Kind of like watching my Genji. It's very similar. You're probably like, wow. I haven't seen a Genji as good as me in a while, so it's good to see. You know?
With that queen can win out over this comp right now from what we see.
I mean, if I was on Genji right now, I'd be at least 15% L charge.
Again, we're still watching them iterate in real time on a
They have Blade already. I mean, Sugar Free can Blade this right now. He can just pop off.
First checkpoint as Kellen emongg just from that side room and stakes his claim to the card. Scissors gets a little bit low from that poke down, but Ultraviolet's able to spot him. There's an orbital ray ready to rumble, and I don't think he'll waste too much time in letting it go. Here we go. So Toronto get theirs down first. Ultraviolet reciprocates, but it's too late.
Pretty straightforward team fight there.
And the Shock are crumbling.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you got to consider wholesale change to this comp if you're the Shock.
Play Reinhardt.
You said it would be crazy if this goes 3-0, right?
So traditionally wasn't
honestly, no.
Back in the day because again, you just stave off a lot.
I think the problem is that Shock is really good, but developed a strategy that was meant to counter the Mauga comps, and Toronto is a team with a lot more hero flexibility. And like what I mean by hero flexibility, not that other teams can't swap, but they have the ability to swap full team comps and have the same teamwork. And that is huge. Because is it 15% towards my second ult? Sure, we can go with that, yeah.
Into the formation of the Defiant. Yes, Kellen does get a nice little annihilation off.
Kind of a smart play by Sugar Free. Just go in, deflect as long as possible. Deflect as long as possible, and then the Bob kills him anyway. So.
Yeah, and I mean that's Rack Attack during rally as well, right?
Yep.
It just gets burst down. That Zarya so charged up. The damage from the Zarya, the bubble onto the Genji, just dashing on through. So now we'll see the Ramattra again. So Ramattra can stand toe-to-toe a little bit better.
Someone is such a good tank, I agree. I mean, it's that hero flexibility that helps that too. When you have a tank that can swap over and you don't have to change your roster to do it, it can help a lot. As in, like, you know, like you can have that synergy. It works both ways. I mean, look at CR. They can literally just... They just going back and forth between their, yeah, like it's, yeah, both Falcons and CR switch their tanks out. So
straight into this front line, there is not enough damage for the Shock to have a hope of answering this, and that's a second checkpoint for Toronto.
Well, you notice they just ignore Kellen.
I just.
Right? At the start of that, Tree is playing Cassidy. They bubble Sugar Free. He dashes right in. They get a speed ring, and someone right when that bubble.
That was a good play.
He is right in Tree's face. 100 energy. You're dead. I mean, nothing you can do there. No way you're going to be able to keep that Cassidy alive. And look at how you keep just rolling these ultimates, right? Now you have a Blade, and then you'll have a Grab, then you'll have Orbital Ray and Rally. I mean, you just cycle these so well now forward to the Defiant.
I agree.
Kelvin is hoping to ignore someone as well, but eventually, as Zaya gets charged up, she becomes a threat that cannot be overlooked. And there's a bubble for sure if he wants to go in for the play, but it's a free pick for Merit at the start of the fight. Scissors is already down. And the Defiant are taking their time with it. They're getting free progress. In comes Kel to try and stop the bleed, and he'll have Ultraviolet.
So there's a lot of ults happening right now, and this is where we're at.
Tree cuts him down. Now looks for other back.
Nice job by.
Has to play on the swing. Kellen with the annihilation.
Okay.
Is able to. Well, make it hard for Vega to stand up in a fight like this.
Hey.
Ramattra ultimate still.
That's an important team fight.
I mean, Ram ult is crazy, right? Once you kind of get it with a lot of targets around, it's like RuPaul gonna try and make his way off the side.
Well, trying to go off the map so he doesn't get staggered.
It comes at the cost
so
of
Shock
plus your annihilation.
Hear me out.
Honest, you have no.
Hear me out, chat.
No choice there.
Go Zarya as Echo, and then bubble your Ramattra, and then hope for the best.
Buy yourself more time, right? Because if there is a map completion, you can't allow like 250 on the clock, right? You got to get it down below a minute.
Scissors comes out of nowhere essentially, but still spotted out by Merit. He sees the Echo coming in. Great communication.
So chat, what happened there? Because I think sometimes people don't know this. What happened right there?
This is going to let the Defiant get a little bit closer, and Sugar Free wants to close the gap again.
What a grab.
What a long-range grab. And what a catch from somebody.
Easy.
Someone stop this guy.
That's just a...
That is filthy.
Yep.
2 minutes 20 on the clock now, and this card ain't stopping for no one. I'll give you the big tip.
So, if you didn't know, by the way, when a target is bubbled, you can't use your ultimate on him. So the... When I think what the play was to go Sojourn, but then the Sojourn got bubbled. So then because the bubble happened, couldn't actually copy him until the bubble's gone, and then didn't know what other hero to go at that point because there was only a Brig nearby and wasn't sure if like he wanted to go Brig. So because he didn't want to go Brig, had a little bit of indecision at that point because it didn't work, and then boom, couldn't do the play. So that's what happened. So yes, bubbles prevent you from being able to copy a hero. So once that happened, it became really difficult. So
this level of lack of self-preservation, I think, from your Genji.
So that's what happened. That's why the play went the way it did.
To constantly give him bubbles. Talk about setting up your star DPS for success.
I'm kind of fascinated though, like, can you run, let's say they play like the Maga, right? Maybe
Hi, buddy.
Right, they want to play that Junker Queen. They play Junker Queen at a really high level, so it's really pretty impressive from the Defiant to see them kind of just run over them like this. But like against a top tier like Maga based setup, how this looks, right? We haven't really seen.
All right, who's gonna win, buddy?
That much, right? We saw Ents, I think, for a map.
Who's gonna win? What do you think?
But see them run it. This looks really good, and I'm just curious how it would play into like AwCrap playing this Maga, right? Like if Tree ends up playing the Reaper, right? This is kind of like the meta that we've seen so far. As Tree will make the swamp. Gonna go Widow.
Did if Shock wins this map, you give 10 subs?
The one thing with this Zarya is like you can't really play close.
Come on, Shock, let's go!
Play around that corner, play up on the high ground.
Shock, I need this 10. Come on, Shock, we get 10 gifted for this win. You got Arnie on you? Heck yeah. I had Sully on me.
Again, Sugar Free doing his thing. Already
let's go, Shock!
As he steps up and sends some shurikens into Tree.
I mean, the Genji can contest pretty safely, right, with the bubbles. I mean, deflect the bubbles, I mean...
That's true. It's very relevant on defense here. There's the dive there from Sugar Free. Callan is so low. How? Is he so low?
Do Bengals shed a lot of hair? I mean, they shed a little bit, but definitely not like our other cats.
You got the dash on through, right? Some right
like, it's definitely not as like Arnie sheds way more.
Very charged up.
Our orange cat.
You see them trying to just bully this Zarya.
I agree the new tank is extremely fun.
There might be a problem for Vega.
Ooh, good start!
By that stop. Now Ultraviolet can sit back, get to work healing.
That's the safest bet of your life? Yeah, have you ever seen NRG play attack? Have you ever watched NRG play attack of Shambali? Get ready.
Needs to be good against every type of composition, right?
We're switching.
Yeah, so you'll see them match it. So it seems like this Zarya setup is like a thing that they want to run, a shell that they want to run against the Queen, right? Very good against the Queen. When the Maga comes in, okay, you're better off just mirroring the Maga, right? You could play a Queen of your own. We've seen a lot of teams play the Queen.
All right, we got Mauga versus Mauga, chat. There's the Bob. They're going to pop the Juno ultimate. They probably can just shred Bob in like 2 seconds. There goes the Bob. Good disengage, though, by Toronto. So now they're going to come back in with Blade. And they're going to come back in with Blade and Juno ultimate.
Toronto, right? You have such a time bank advantage. There's no reason to
Scissors needs to go Mauga, I think.
Now come back in and fight with behind your Ray.
There it is.
Blade.
It's too late.
2 with a Blade for Sugar Free. Yeah, that'll be the fight.
Yeah, little 2-for-1 meal deal there.
That needed to happen like 2 seconds sooner. Scissors had the right idea, but it just needed to happen 2 seconds sooner. Hey, buddy.
Away from that orbital ray. Come back with one of their
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, they're not forced to fight inside.
Hi, Sully.
They're not,
I can see the game. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate this. Thank you.
It's a really long time here on Shambali.
Yep.
And look, you back up.
Come here.
Shock gets no value really out of their orbital ray. A little bit of payload progress, but that's about it. You come back, re-engage with your own. You're in a fantastic spot.
Here's that rally now being popped by Vega. Rack Attack has one of his own. Tree's hoping to get.
I actually think Shock wins this team fight. Unless there's something I'm missing. But I'm trying to see over my Bengal, so... Hi, buddy. Never mind, Sugar Free got multiple? Wait. Did they didn't win the fight, they didn't lose it.
They're not really tooled to deal with the Mauga here. And eventually, will be forced out of the action.
Yes, I believe you still have RuPaul there, able to heal him up, keep him alive. Vega here as well. As someone in Sugar Free, pretty mobile. They'll be back in the fight rather quickly. Is a nice shot there, going to force Scissors down to the low ground.
Here's the Bob, straight down the straightaway, and NRG had to fold away from this to a degree, but the orbital ray means they want to get aggressive. Again, Mirror absconds to the high ground, safely away. Vega's shield not enough to keep him alive, and Tree's heading upstairs to find Mirror.
Good job by Tree, nice play.
Nothing he could do about it. Now Wraith walk away, job done here. Someone's gone down, and NRG find the burst they need to get this checkpoint.
All right.
I wonder if you'll see the Defiant decide to change up some of their DPS. It seems like the Reaper just gets so much value, right? The Reaper just puts down so much damage. You see right there, Tree constantly in these fights, putting pressure onto Vega. You break that break shield right away with the Reaper shotguns, then deal with that support who's typically very tanky rather easily.
And NRG Shock were getting a little bit lean on time bank, though, before that checkpoint.
Okay, let's refocus here. So Scissors is going to go Mauga. The double Mauga is too good here. And it's good against the Blade, but it needs to happen before the Blade happens.
Trying to ignore the Mauga, but avoid the stop. That's the key here for the Defiant as they look for a backline again.
Nope, just disengage it. Disengage. Disengage.
They saw that orbital ray from the Defiant use, and Toronto were looking for a way to actually turn that orbital ray into some ult charge for the rest of it. This might be an elongated stagger. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
Kind of a not the best disengage by Shock. They all went in different areas, and Toronto took advantage of that. If I'm Toronto, I just play close now. Just play close. Yep, that's the way to do it here. You play close because you're going to force Shock to have to use ults to get out of spawn. So, yeah, Kellen might fall over in about 2 seconds. Got lucky with that.
Can he get away? No, the mobility not quite there. Rupar spills that away, but still the result is the same. Another beautiful blade from Sugar Free. Quad killer involvement. And now again, 90-second warning for NRG.
Yeah, and you push up. If
all right.
Shock are going to win fights, win it at the spawn door and force them to use ults at the spawn door. It's like the worst type of situation you can possibly be in.
Once again, trying to dive inside the spawn there. Ultraviolet couldn't get to safety. Barrett's having a Wraith walk away, but now get re-involved in the fight. It's going to be a stop.
But, like, this is fine. Like, this is all designed to get ultimates out. I mean, that's even if they only got one ultimate out, the cart wasn't being pushed, so they didn't lose the value of that. Right? They forced out a Mauga ultimate. So, you know, it's Shock still has a good ult advantage. But, like, Defiant's fine with that. You know?
Pushing them back. It also gives the Defiant an opportunity here towards the end to win the map before even the second checkpoint.
And it's like you said, the Defiant are probably going to look to keep taking these fights. Keep taxing these ultimates that the Shock have been trying to meticulously build. Here we go. Cage fight available here.
We got a Venn diagram.
Straight away, it's Vega falling to the death block from Noah Tree once more. He's found 2. Make it 3. Shading the rest of his team.
Yeah, you're just playing the percentages game.
I gotta say, ever since Tree went Reaper, Defiant's been a bit stumped.
You can come out here and maybe kind of contest. And you have that rally to use. You're gonna have orbital ray as well. You have a pretty nice advantage.
All right, they're going Sim to get to back the point. They have Briggle.
All right, Toronto want to try and end it here if they can. Mera going to back away. He's definitely pretty scared.
Good Briggle. I like the aggressive play by both teams.
Like a raid, Boston Kellen eventually falls. Treek's trying to raid walk away, but Sugar Free is in there with the blade, and he won't be denied. Ultraviolet in pieces. Shock in shambles, and Toronto advancing.
There you go.
They've got a promise to deliver on, and they're far from done.
Defiance officially top 3 in the tournament, so tomorrow they're going to play. Tomorrow they play the loser of Falcons versus CR. Good luck.
And you're in a spot there.